Wow, 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 wow. As I said before, give it time. Let's see what happens. And we are now seeing the fruits of Maresca Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your match review for Wolves 2 and Chelsea 6. We have the panel here of the Bridge 258, Real Chicken Nugget Chris, and myself, Marshalldbdx. Yes, and the current pirate is also here as well.
You love him.
Oh, no. What a game. What a match, ladies and gents. Before we start, as always, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and do the little quick match analysis, right? Quick little recap of the game. Go ahead, Ahmed.
No,
better be good.
I've got my TV show. My TV's on. Sorry. I
okay,
realized
you're
my
good.
TV show was on.
You're good, bro.
So I thought you could hear it. So I was like,
you're
damn.
Good.
I don't want to get demonetized.
You're good. Demonetizing me right now. No, but we're good. We're good. Ladies and gents, before we do the quick match recap, as always, smash up the likes, get the subscribe button going, because we're only like, 50 something away from hitting our 3K mark, which I'd be so grateful for. So help us achieve that marker. Go ahead, hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we go live. Check out the links in the description. Leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this wonderful match that we saw today. A match of two halves, really, but we'll discuss. And as always, check out the links for the memberships. 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys, because we have so much to talk about. So many positives. There are a few negatives, which we'll discuss, of course, but so many positives in today's match. Let's start off with, the beginning. A little bit of a questionable lineup. Lavia nowhere to be found. No one knows if he was hurt or not. It turns out he's fine. He's gonna just be rested. Wasn't part of the plans today. Mudryk getting another start as well after getting that start at Servette and not really showing much. But this match we see Enzo Maresca's really want to give these guys a shot, see what they can do on the pitch. Didn't work out, but we'll get on to Mudryk later on. Chelsea get on the board first in this match with a Nicholas Jackson header, just left on his own, no one marking him. Easy header to put away. Glad he's doing that. Accurate header as well. He's improved on that drastically since last season. So good to see Jackson getting us on the scoreboard first with the first goal in 2 minutes in the game. Then a few minutes after, 25 minutes, we see a little bit of back and forth, a lot of basketball going on between Chelsea and Wolves. And Matheus Cunha already was knocking on the door earlier. Wolves were knocking on the door earlier as well. We got lucky with a few offsides calls. But this time, Matheus Cunha puts it in the back of the net. A little bit of a defensive error, I would say, from a lot of people. We'll discuss that. But 1-1. Then Chelsea... And I got to give it to him. People like to rag on Sanchez for a lot, but this game, I think he did a lot right. And we saw an example of him actually having that passing ability, seeing Nicholas Jackson go far, goes for it. Nicholas Jackson gets a touch for an assist that Cole Palmer just lofts over the goalkeeper. Beautiful fucking goal. Sensational goal. Already contender for one of the goals of the season. We'll see what happens with his team because I'm so, excited to see what's going to happen now with this attack. But 2-1 for Chelsea. Then right before the half ends, we get a set piece goal. We need to be better in our set piece defending. Set piece offensively, we look decent. Defending, we still need a lot of work. But again, the defense asleep. Just... a set-piece goal conceded again. And it's 2-2. Frustrating first half. We're thinking, we got the goals. We got the attack. We just need to clean up on that defense, which we've been saying this whole season so far and preseason. Second half, I like it. Maresca makes a harsh decision, a cold call, harsh truth. We've seen a lot of his comments too. This guy is very transparent on what he wants to see from the players and what he sees on the pitch. And hooks Mudryk off, puts on Neto, and the game changes drastically. Drastically. And we see Nani Madueke, who had a lot of criticism about what he said about Wolves, but hey, Nani's right. Your town is shite because this guy just comes in and blows up the next 15 minutes on fire. he's been scoring every match he's been involved in since the preseason. He's looking sensational, and I think is a big argument for him to earn his spot in the first team now. A big selection headache for Maresca for sure, but this guy is, he's looking peak right now. So first goal, typical, Nani strike from the, was it inside? I think it was the inside post. I can't remember, but regardless of how it was, a shot deflected in, good goal from Nani, good attack. Cole Palmer being assist on that. Then once again later on, similar style of goal, and Nani Madueke was just wreaking havoc. Gets a hat trick of goals from the same side. Brilliant hat trick of goals. I'm not going to go over every single one of them. And then we have João Felix finally making his debut for Chelsea as well today. And you can see now, this is like this, João Felix goal was almost the embodiment of what this Maresca system and what the system is going to look like. That was what all that work alluded to. That goal, Neto already knows where he's going to be. Just cuts it back across to the middle. João Felix is there, places it. Brilliant goal, top left. Keeper can't get there. And there it is, ladies and gents. 6-2. João Felix making a goal on his debut as well. Phenomenal match. I mean, I don't want to keep ranting and raving. I feel like I spoke enough on this. We're definitely going to be discussing this a lot more. But phenomenal match. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Let's keep it going. I know Sorvet was a little bit concerning because of, the quality that we have. We should have been a little bit more, aggressive and more, on their necks and really open up that result a lot more, especially at home. But, we did get the win, and now we're here against the Wolves that we struggled with last season. Couldn't defeat them. They beat us twice, home and away. And we look convincing. I just want to see it again. But, I mean, Ahmed, you want to kick us off, man? What are your thoughts on the match? You're muted, by the way.
Marshall, man, he always does this little bandido.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Okay,
here we go. Little bandido. I mean, this little bandido.
Yeah, we already knew it was going to happen. Are you gonna talk about the match or not?
You know what? Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that for you today. On a serious note, obviously, I think in the first half, if I'm being honest, it was a great start to the match in terms of getting the goal, built up to my guy Jackson, for getting that goal. And one thing I will say that I think was a really big positive is that he did it with his head. I know a lot of the time that we've been talking about the fact that we've had Tammy Abrahams of this world, other guys, even Jackson himself to an extent, have not been very good at the way they use their head to put the ball into the back of the net, right? So again, credit to him getting down the far post unmarked and putting the ball into the net. So big up to him. Obviously, we didn't concede it on the counter via, I think this one was via the Lavia. Was it the Lavia one, this one, if I'm not mistaken? Or because I think the second one's the free kick, right? That we conceded via.
Lavia didn't play.
Lavia was there. No, Lavia, so I meant Caicedo. Wrong midfielder.
Oh, gee.
So my apologies, bro.
Oh, man.
Hey, I can say that. You can't say that, but I can say that.
No. You can't say that either.
You know what I mean? I can say that for sure. But listen, end of the day, obviously that was pulled by Caicedo. We then obviously, by a great Sanchez, Sanchez did something good today. Give him credit for that at the very least, with the quick start of the, and then Jackson, nice little cheeky flick on, and then obviously Cole Palmer with the goal. And then literally 5 minutes later, just before the game literally ends at halftime, we then obviously have what happens with Wolves. Again, pretty poor by our players at the end of the day. So, it is what it is. But then, guys, second half, man. Madueke. See what I did there? 3 times. Cheeky. But great guy. Listen, I told you guys, the moment he decided to use his, it is, man. The moment he decided to use his right foot, I told you guys, it was over for these streets, man. It was over for the streets the moment he learned how to use his right foot, man, and stopped being Ziyech. And would you look at that, bro? Would you look at that, man? Listen, what can I say, man? What can I say? I'm so happy with the goals that he scored, dunk it on the man, and then obviously João Felix scoring. So at the end of the day, very happy performance. I think in terms of negatives, I would say again, for Fofana, this game didn't look so great. In my personal opinion, I don't know about you guys, didn't look so great. I think the other thing for me also in the first half, our midfielders, particularly Caicedo, right, who was playing as a 6, it was not working, bro. He was getting dispossessed. And I think what I'm realizing is that both last season and this season, it's clearly that, my guy, Caicedo, is very much a slow starter. He starts very slow. Right, and so you can see it happen in real time where he keeps on making these mistakes, keeps on getting dispossessed.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me personally, again, those are really my 2 main negative points. Other than that, I was very happy, of everything else that I've seen. And listen, let's be real, boys and girls. Yeah, MADUEKE Nation. Listen, man, he's here to stay. Now he's using his right foot. The defense, your defense is in trouble for sure now. And yeah, man. Yeah, man. Listen.
No. It's a brilliant performance from Madueke, and I think, first things first. Like, in Surfer, I'll go to you. Do you think for Maresca this is now a statement victory?
So first of all, I just want to say I'm glad Madueke scored. I'll get his price up when he sold my birthday, so I'm glad he scored.
Oh, Jesus
Get him out of it, man.
It could be, it could be. It's a cruel, Chelsea's a cruel world right now, man.
Get him out of my club,
price.
Maresca's cold.
Get Seth out of my club, man.
Second of all, I'm wearing orange in solidarity with my Wolves brothers. So well done. I don't know if it's a statement. I don't know if it's a statement win.
Sure.
It's an isolated game, so I'll treat it as such. I will say this: first half was too much ping pong football, too much basketball football for me.
Yeah, for sure.
2 things that were different though is that when we did concede and anything like that, our heads didn't drop. We were still trying to score ourselves and everything like that.
Yeah.
So that's the one for me. Second half, though, it's clear that Maresca gave him a big kick up the backside at half time because everything was perfect second half. Everything.
Yeah.
Fofana was good second half. Coolwell was good second half. Everything was perfect second half. He took Mudryk off at half time. Brilliant decision. I hope that now realizes he can't. Mudryk is no-go area. Do you know what I mean? He's completely useless. Like Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, or number 8, was very good. Second half with their pressing and their tackling and everything like that. What's this from Malagusto on a yellow card? Didn't seem like he was on a yellow card. Neto slotted right in, and Madueke took his chances. He shot on Wolves on and off the pitch this weekend, so it's all good. Do you know what I mean? So, but I just want to say, Cole Palmer, that goal. Absolutely out of this world, and 3 assists. I mean, people have said he might struggle in this system and something like that, and well, let's go see. And João Felix, I'm sure he meant to pass it sideways. That was just a miss kick.
I think João.
I'm sure that's a miss. That goal was a miss kick. I'm sure that goal was a miss kick. He didn't really mean it.
He's gonna hate, man. He's gonna hate, man.
Yeah, I know we might talk about it, but obviously reports come up that I just think if you add a striker like an Osimhen or a Tony or something like that to this, if you can get a performance like that, you're not going to get a performance like that against every opposition because some oppositions are better. But if you can get a consistency in the way we did it in the second half, our passing, our pressing, our tackling, and stuff like that, then we're going to batter people. We're going to batter people with our attack. We just are. We're just going to batter people. Wolves will not be the first team we batter this season. And I think big up to Judge Mo if he ever sees this. XG is a myth. XG is a myth. How we got lower XG than Wolves? 1.65 XG when we scored 6 goals and had about 4 other clear chances, and they didn't have as many clear chances as we did. So it was very good, a very good second half, and that's something that people were criticising in the first half. It was a bit like Pochball, which I didn't agree because, like I said, we didn't chop our heads. That definitely wasn't Pochball in the second half. 100%. The second half performance, we shredded them. We should have scored. We should have scored more. I really wanted us to. I know we went 5-2 up very quickly, but I wanted us to score some more. Do you know what I mean? I felt like there were some individual mistakes up front, decision making that we could have taken more advantage of. But no, I think everyone. I can't think of that second half performance. There is no bad performance from any player who started the second half who came on. There's just none. There is none. There's none. Special praise to Nicholas Jackson as well, because he came deeper in that midfield and started most of those attacks with a lot nice little backflips
almost
and
like a
stuff
false
like
nine.
that. But no, a very good second half performance, and more to come. We've got Servette in the second leg, and then Palace next Sunday, so we can sign off before the international break. Hopefully we'll win, but hopefully we're celebrating getting a striker in as well this week, and maybe a lot of people out.
Well,
so.
that's the thing, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now, and I'm glad you brought it up with the whole. I'm glad you brought it up with the freaking Nicholas Jackson comment that you made, but we did get a little bit of a Fabrizio tweet that I just want to show, and this will lead us into our discussion on the whole, striker situation. Now, Fabrizio did say this, more on Victor Osimhen's story. The agreement between Napoli and Al Ahly for a package in excess of 65 million euros is almost done, pending small details, but no agreement with Osimhen so far, as Nigerian striker wants an important salary plus key detail release clause to be included. So, that being said, this could potentially happen. I don't know, but we'll see. That being said, Scott, long time no see. Hopefully you've been well, my friend. I do want to ask you, do you think that this season we can get away without getting Osimhen? Do you think we can get away with just Jackson at the striker position, or the way we're attacking now?
How do I want to word this question? With what end goal?
To finish top four.
Yes, we don't need Osimhen to finish top four.
I kind of agree with that, because I saw with Jackson last season with AFCON, he got 15 goals in the Premier League, right? If I'm correct. I feel like this season with Enzo,
he got 14.
14. Right? I feel like with Enzo Maresca's system, he can maybe get about 18 goals or so.
Let me say this: if you get Osimhen, it's a comfortable top four finish, maybe bordering on a third. You don't get Osimhen, fourth's there, but it's more of a battle for me, because there are going to be games, even when we're attacking well, that we just miss chances. We just do. Jackson's going to miss one of those chances. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to 89th minute, 0-0, 1-0, and he'll pull the shot. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. It'll just happen. But with this guy, I think he cannot touch the ball for an entire half, and he could score a winner. Do you know what I mean? So it comes to something like that. Depending on what you're going to do. I think if you get Osimhen, there's no excuse for not getting top four, even with our defence.
I'll give you an example. I agree with Andrew with that, and I'll give you an example. The chance Jackson had in the first half where he was through on goal, and Mosquera made a recovery run to get back to him. Osimhen, I think, scores that. Because I think Osimhen holds the defender off better in that situation. By the way, Marshall, you didn't tell me you were going to be inviting Whoopi Goldberg on the show today.
Yeah, hey, that Whoopi.
Wow, what a joke, mate. You know what I mean? Lovely.
Welcome back, Scott. I mean, I don't disagree with what he's saying. I think we'll be fine for top four with the team that we have. But, I mean, I'm surely there's a part of the Chelsea fan base that would be really annoyed to not have this clinical striker. I mean, today, I think we won't struggle to get goals this season. We saw it today with the way the team played and how we played, but it's those clinical moments that Surfer was alluding to, right? Or is this the other moment, like what we said with what Scott said with, Jackson.
Look at the Man City game. Look at the Man City game last week.
Yeah.
I think Osimhen stays on side and scores, and I think he scores that other chance that Jackson had in the second half.
He definitely scores one at least.
Yeah,
in
he
that
scores
game.
at least one.
I fully agree.
That's what I'm talking about. He scores one, he changes the mindset of the game entirely. Do you know what I mean? Like that. It goes completely, it goes 180 and stuff like that. I just, listen, I don't want this is my fear. Not even just the fans, that even the board go, oh, we scored 6 and we don't have a striker, or a so-called recognised striker, and they go, maybe we don't need a striker. And that really, I don't want that. I don't want that. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want. We are going to batter teams, but we're also not going to batter teams. Do you know what I mean?
There's gonna be games, Andrew, where we're gonna miss a lot of chances.
Exactly. There's gonna be games where there's gonna be games where we're away and we are struggling, or we're creating chances, but we just don't have that finisher, and we just need that 1-0 and something like that. So, you know, and he doesn't want 500k from us a week. So stop putting that in the chat.
Who puts
I don't think that.
Oh, listen, Jerry, now it's not happening.
Is crazy. Yeah.
Osimhen's not coming, man.
Wait, is it 65 minutes?
Yeah, you said Gallagher was staying, so we'll take.
Yeah.
Listen, one out of two.
Gallagher was staying. You said, you said Felix.
Do the flag on Sterling.
1 out of 3. 1 out of 3.
No, 1 out of 3.
Sterling staying.
You threw the white flag.
1 out of 3 is
the white flag.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3, basically.
1 out of 3
right
correct.
Sterling either.
1 out of 3 correct.
Hang on. No.
Sterling's about to leave. Also, not about to come. So that's 2 out of 3 currently.
You're not taking
Sterling.
Sterling.
What do you mean 3? Whoa.
You never predicted Sterling.
What do you mean?
Leaving. You just said you wanted him to leave. No, you just said you wanted him to leave. That's
the prediction of mine.
He remembers too.
Also, it's not 3. It's not 3 because you said Sammy was coming.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't technically come, but I mean,
to where? Is he chosen?
Came where? Hey, wait a minute.
He went sightseeing.
You are doing too much.
He went sightseeing.
Mr. Over here doing too much. Chill out, bro.
Hey, I'm just on the 1s and 2s. This is what I do, all right?
But I think
almost 100 of you guys watching. Please smash the like button. Go ahead, Scott.
I was just say that the whole Osimhen thing. If he does end up going to Al Ali, I'm not. I'd like Osimhen to come, obviously, because I think he's a very good striker. I won't be massively upset. Well, I might end up being. I don't know. At the moment, I'm not really upset. I just what the question marks I think that I will end up having, and I think others will end up having, is the fumble is the only word that can be used that these sporting directors will have made on a player that they have spent 2 whole windows chasing to end up with nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I wonder how it's going to be viewed, because to me, I don't know where it's gone wrong, whether it's the wages, whether it's the fee, because to me, people can say, oh, it's only 65 million, it wasn't the fee, but Al Ali can afford to pay the fee up front, and that's going to help Napoli the most right now.
You know what it is?
I think Napoli are okay with the loan.
They spent the 15 mil, or about to spend 15 mil on Gilmore.
You know what it is?
And they've just bought Neres as well, so they need the money.
Apparently, at least from a club perspective, the reason why they're not trying to buy Osimhen outright was apparently because the price plus the wages he's asking for was gonna put the club in like dangerous position of FFP. Not even because the PSR thing got reloaded, if I'm not mistaken, this year. It was actually FFP because we're now in obviously European football too. So that's the issue that we had.
The thing is, though, is that it's not Napoli are fine with not Red from being alone. They're fine with being alone.
It's the agent.
It's just I think it's just the wages. And I think people are going to go, well, he's offered generational wealth from Saudi. You do know these guys don't get paid straight. Some of these deals don't get paid by Saudi right away, don't they? You have to stay there for a while to earn. That's why, like, Jordan Henderson had to give up he had to pay to get out of Saudi Arabia, or give up a load of money that he was going to get. So I think it's just the wages. Now people can go, yeah, but he can get generational wealth at Saudi. That's fine. He's already earning generational wealth. You know what I mean? He's already earning generational wealth. Now I think there'll be some compromise in terms of they said they wanted to fit into wage structure, but I don't think they'll offer 150k. I think they'll go above 200 and something like maybe even hit 250 and try and incentivize it a bit more. I just think I don't think he doesn't want a loan with an option. I also think the other thing is we're trying to do a loan with an option. Yeah, like that. And that probably doesn't suit him.
Well, Andrew,
do you know what it is? His agent.
Ahmed was going to say the same thing I was going to say, I think.
Yeah. So, like, what I was going to say is that basically we know the agent, has been like, he said we don't get a loan unless like, obviously with an obligation, right? The agent wants his cut. Because I think Joey was telling me actually that I think his agent has to do like a test next year because like his thing's about to end after the summer, that he has to do a new test to actually prove himself to be an agent. It's a new UEFA guideline that they've added on to like a lot of these agent guys now. So that's what it is. But listen, at the end of the day,
what if his client doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia? Then what?
Well, listen, I don't know, bro. Right now, from what we're hearing,
I think if he goes to Saudi Arabia, he's an idiot.
But that's why I'm seeing here
He's
like the key
absolute
detail.
idiot.
He wants a release clause because he wants to. I think Osimhen's main priority is to get out of Napoli. That's
the
the main
thing is,
priority.
the thing is,
Whether
bro,
he
but the
lands
thing
on
is,
Chelsea
bro,
or not.
Can we be honest though, guys? Like, chat, let's be honest here. Oh, sorry, everyone here, so I should say panel. Let's be honest. What is that release cost going to be? Because if he's being brought up for 65 million, what can that release cost be? Because it can't be 40 million. It can't really be 50 million.
80.
Yeah, it has to be 80 or 90
80.
million. And then the issue you're then going to have is, this guy's going to be staying in Saudi Arabia, a league that's not really competitive, if we're being honest as well. Who's going to come back in for him next year?
That's what I mean. That's why he's probably. That's why it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't even. My thing is, doesn't matter if Napoli and Al agree a fee. I don't think he wants to go to Saudi. People can say he wants to get a Napoli. That's fine. I don't think he wants to go to Saudi unless it's something. Unless it's something really obscene, that even he gets on like par with wages like Ronaldo or something, which they're not going to do. I don't believe they're going to do that for him. But listen, if he goes to Saudi Arabia, good luck to him, man. I think it would be a shame with him being 24, 25, of him going to Saudi Arabia at this stage in his career and wasting 1 or 2 years there. Because I don't think anyone would come in for him, in 2 years' time or something like that. I really don't. I think people would have moved on. Forgot about him.
It's very possible.
I hear what the chat is saying. Again, guys, listen. Tomorrow will probably be a lot more clearer as to whether or not he's actually going down. In my personal opinion, because the fact they've already agreed it's free, maybe it's either one of two things: either they're trying to put pressure on Chelsea, get whatever deal to get done, right? Which is obviously a very likely scenario, or it's gonna be B, and this is my personal theory, that he's decided to go to Saudi Arabia for the generational wealth. And if he's done that, bro, I hope he understands. Like, well, I always say this to him: you can still make generational wealth.
You're already earning generational wealth.
Exactly. Exactly. But like, listen, if you go there, bro, I hope he understands. What the context is going to be for his own career. I hope he understands that, innit? Because I need Axel Witsel. We remember Axel Witsel at the time. Before he went to China, he was one of the best up and coming players in the world. Chelsea wanted him. But he understood, if I go there, I'm not going to be the same guy. He understood that. So I hope he's willing to accept that as well.
It's fine. That's fine. We need to end the window with a recognised striker. And I want to say recognised, one that most fans have got confidence in. It can't be Duran from Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, it just can't.
What about Tony? Like some people here have been suggesting.
I don't think they'll go. I just don't think
Tony hasn't passed his CRB check, boys. He hasn't passed his CRB check. I'm being serious, bro. If he passed his CRB check, we wouldn't be having.
It's not about that. CRB check is about security background check and something like that. So don't even start that. Yeah.
That's why.
Whether he's been going on certain websites and stuff like that.
Okay. No, not necessarily that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't think he just fits. I just don't think he fits the model. I mean, I'd take him if Osimhen's not the one.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
I'd take him, but I just don't. He's went to Saudi as well, so it's like, I don't know. We cannot. Everyone, why don't we get Graciores? We've not been linked to him.
Basically, the club has scouted him. The club has actually started Graciores. But apparently the issue is the club just don't want to go in for him. Simple as that, really.
Yeah, because they're gonna want.
We would have heard something by now.
Yeah, we would have heard something by now. We were like,
even just to get the the Osimhen deal going, like we would have heard something like a smokescreen, even in that sense, because we are heavily linked to Gyökeres. We were last summer and January we were linked to Ivan Toney, and I haven't heard much on Ivan Toney, and there's probably a reason for it. Either something is happening in secrecy, which I doubt, or it's really Osimhen or bust.
Let me just say this right now. Lukaku's situation is totally different. When Lukaku came to us, we weren't built like an attacking wise like we are now. When I say recognised striker, they will thrive in this attacking system. Okay?
Also, we have a recruitment team that now does better scouting than what we had back then with Tuchel and all that.
But Marshall,
Osimhen doesn't want 500k from us. It's not 500k from us. He might ask Saudi for 500k. I don't know if they'll give it to him, but he don't want 500k from us.
Curry, what did you say?
I don't think he's joining until after the window ends, because the Saudi window is till October.
Yeah.
I don't think he's joining this one. He's not joining right now because he's going to wait
Yeah,
his
but the
option
problem
because
is
he wants to be in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem is, he waits and waits and waits. He's not. The problem is, even if we sign Osimhen, it's going to take him a few weeks to catch up. He's not match fit. He's not match fit. He's not played any preseason.
Yeah, he's not match fit at all. Yeah, that's
he's
true.
not match fit. So even if we sign him this week, he's not going to play against Palace. Yeah, he's not.
Probably
going to
won't play until after international break, to be honest.
Even that, it'll be little drip. It'll be like he won't start. It'll be I think away to Forest. I mean, or something like that. You might get like 10, 15 minutes or something like that. So.
Yeah, and this leads me to my next question I was going to ask. Obviously, there's been a lot of, I guess, a bit of an attitude from Nicholas Jackson. I guess in regards to all this happening, do you guys think it's merited with Nico, the way he's acting? He said today after the match when he scored a goal today, said to Obi Mikel to shut up, pretty much. And what else did he say? He said, "Shut up, Obi Mikel." He was calling him out pretty much for.
Can we be honest? Can we be honest though? Like, listen, on some level, yes, as was it called, Obi Mikel giving him some constructive
criticism. Yeah,
no, I'm gonna put it in italics. Yes, but the problem is, bro, for almost a year and a half now, this brother has been dragging him through the mud. But for the vast majority of it, he's not even giving him constructive criticism. Right, like, this is me being honest here. Yeah, and like just been crashing on him week in, week out, just saying the same thing again. We need Osimhen. We need Osimhen. This guy's so much better. You know what I mean? If you've been cussing out a guy for so long, continuously, week in, week out, and like again, at some point the guy's gonna fight back, bro. Listen, and don't be surprised when that happens. And listen, I saw people saying, "Oh, he's a legend. How can you say that to him?" Listen, he can be a legend, but at the same time, you can still cuss out the guy for what he's done. I don't understand why both can't be happening. And like the thing for me, with the thing, I think Joe makes a good point. Like Drogba has also talked about Jackson, but he's never cussed him out.
Yeah. That's true to a point. Like, I feel like Mikel has been a bit harsh in recent comments regarding, Jackson. I think there is a good player. I think all of us know there's a fantastic player here. It's just, things that you have to work on that is still in the making. We see it with Gui. Horrific miss against Servette. We saw it. But the fact that he even got in that position, did everything else right up until that point where you need to be clinical as a striker, it's needs time to develop. But I think Mikel's been just so vehemently pushing for Osimhen. He really wants his Osimhen signing. Who knows?
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
The whole Osimhen is just clouding his head, and all he cares about is Osimhen. And what he said about obviously Jackson is just what it's just getting in the way. Like, he's not trying to be disrespectful, but he is kind of being a little bit disrespectful a little bit. But I don't think it's anything.
Do you think his response is?
I think Jackson should calm it down a little bit because, we're in the season. Like, just don't worry about it, man. Do your thing and just prove him wrong. Just prove Mikel wrong, because that's the best way he's gonna shut his mouth, man.
No, but can I add on to this? I want to add on to what Ahmed's saying. No, he's completely on point for Jackson for doing this. I'm sorry, he has been crashing it on him. This guy had 14 non-penalty league goals in his first season, ever playing as striker for a full season. And you're crashing it on him like he's some bum. He had some decent goals too. He scored the goal in the 4-4 for Man City. No matter how he got it, he did it.
Yeah.
We don't care how he got it. He did it against Spurs twice. In the one where they were man down, and the time when they had everyone, he scored.
I don't even think it's necessarily just what he said about Jackson. I think it's also as well the constant talk about Osimhen. That's got to be irritating to hear. It's
exhausting probably for Jackson. I get it.
Yeah, it's exhausting to hear in that position where it's like you keep hearing about the guy that's going to replace you, constantly being talked about. That just must be exhausting to hear. So I can understand why he said it, and I think he's well within his right, personally.
Yeah, to an extent, I agree. I feel like, yes.
What's great?
Go ahead, Ahmed.
I want to add to this quickly because I forgot to. I'll send you something else here. You know what Mikel did? Mikel's has got like a podcast already lined up tomorrow with the little eye emojis already. So like, what do you think about that, bro? He's not even making it out to be even a footballer at this point. He's just trying to juice up his own ratings.
Drama.
Essentially.
Well, I mean, this is kind of what the beautiful game is alluding to. Mikel is an entertainment business now. He's getting the airtime and clout to build his brand. Maybe to an extent, you know, like I'm sure he's well aware of how this affect.
By the way.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think the ironic
add on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
Go ahead, server, and then
I
Curry.
think the ironic thing is, if Mikel was playing now, and social media was back then when Mikel was playing, Mikel would be a target of our fans. Yeah, everyone rates Mikel now. Yeah, everyone bigs him up now and realize how good a player he was for us. But at the time, he was the one getting most stick from the fans. I don't care what anyone says. He was the one being targeted. So I just think it's a bit ironic, and it's a bit sort of what's the word? Hypocritical coming from Mikel, who should understand about maybe, you know, how finding it tough at Chelsea at certain times, you know, with pressure on him. And the way he was helped as well, he had those around him who could protect him. Do you know what I mean? So I just find it a bit ironic, that's the one, hypocritical from him. If he's saying this, I don't know if he's saying all this stuff directly at Jackson or just Jackson is taking it that way.
No, do you see the one against BN Sports, for example? BN Sports was like the last recent one. That was literally.
I don't think he spoke about Jackson in that one.
It's been a few of them. I need to actually. There was someone.
The most recent one he focused on. The most recent one he focused on Dewsbury Hall. That's why I say I think this is more because he just keeps talking about Osimhen.
Mm. Yeah.
Like he keeps talking about the guy that's going to replace him. I think that's the biggest issue from this, because most of what I've seen from Mikel hasn't been focused on Jackson, at least from what I've seen.
But what does he mean by the end? He says we are fighting for Africa, though. What does he mean? Is that
I didn't get that.
I don't know what does he mean by that.
There was a podcast. There was a podcast episode that he did, I think, in regards to people whose parents are from Africa originally, like, but then they choose like to go to other club things, right, to play for other teams, and then they decide to come play for them when they're like 30 years old. So like I think Jackson trying to make the point that, listen, I didn't even do that, bro. I'm playing for my own home country, Senegal. I think that's what he means.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, and I remember he did mention that in the podcast before. Curry, what did you want to add? I'm sorry.
No, it's also ironic and a bit hypocritical that this man, Mikel, is a super sub. That's what he was. He was a super sub. He wasn't a starter. He was a super sub. And if Osimhen comes in and it bags like he's gonna, like Mikel thinks he is, then Jackson's gonna be a great super sub. Right now he's a starter, right? But it's ironic, like this man's acting like he's not a legend. He's a hero. He's not a legend. But not to like discount that, but like man's talking like he was a starter at the squad. No, he was a super sub, and like Surfer was saying, he used to get stick the most because in the beginning he was the one who was unproven, the one who wasn't good enough, because we had captains that were all midfielders basically in our squad, and Balak and Essien and everyone else, and he was the odd man out for not being good enough.
I just think he doesn't. I just think he doesn't. I don't know. The thing is, though, if someone had come out and said derogatory remarks about you personally and stuff like that, I don't mind you coming out and defending yourself. But I just think it's not really that much. Do you know what I mean? It's not. He's just talking about bringing Osimhen in. He's not. He's not saying you got to bring in because Jackson is shit. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's we just got to get him because Osimhen's a good player. Do you know what I mean? I think maybe he's taking it too personally. I'd rather him do what he did today. I'd rather him do what he did today and let his talking on the pitch happen.
Kind of interesting to see what he says about one.
Maybe the eyes are about the performance as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
But this is kind of where I'm going at with the whole Mikel thing, right? Like, I feel like yes, sure. I understand the frustration and having the reaction you had there by calling him out on socials, right? I'm just the type of person that I think rather than you yapping your mouth and putting headlights on yourself or bringing attention to yourself, do what Nani Madueke did and show it on the pitch. He didn't come out and well.
He did talk shit.
I don't know. I don't know if he did talk shit. He literally did. But he didn't come out and go necessarily at the Wolves fans that were constantly booing him and the critics that were saying, "Oh, you're on the chopping block. You're gonna get sold and all this and that." He didn't tell Sky Sports or whatever to shut up. I think coming out and doing a performance like that, showing it on your performance on the pitch, why you should be the number one. I think that's just the way I would go about it. But I get where it's coming from.
No, but he showed that last year. He scored 14 goals, and Drogba didn't score them the first season. He did that last season. And he's still getting criticized like he's a dog shit player the way he's treating. He's talking about Osimhen like he's gonna be Drogba reincarnated. And the way it is, you're putting a lot of pressure, dude. If this guy comes in and he doesn't, Mikel. You're putting extra pressure, which every Chelsea striker in the world already has, and we already had Drogba region leave and Lukaku, who was supposed to be Drogba region number 2.
I don't mind firing back. It's fine. Like I said, I've not got a full history of this. I don't know if he is targeting Jackson. Do you know what I mean? Consistently, or just said a one-off. Do you know what I mean? I just think. He's
even spoken to the sporting directors about Osimhen, by the way. He said to himself personally,
which is not. So, and if anyone can find any transcript or anything that Mikel has said about Jackson,
he did. I go to that. No, I don't know if it's out of line, to be honest, because we all
but I don't understand. I don't understand this. We need another striker. We need another good striker. I don't understand this.
I fully agree. But the only thing I think he went, I guess, personal to him, but in all fairness, we all said it. When he was offside, but he couldn't take the shot, and he's just taking forever, and then he finally took the shot, and it was like
it's not the fans that are disagreeing with this, right? It's Jackson's actions where, from his perspective, it's like, dude, I scored more goals than Drogba in the first season. Not saying I'm better than him. I scored 14 non-penalty league goals.
Did he say he scored more than Drogba, or are you saying he scored more than Drogba?
I didn't. No, I'm not saying he did. I'm saying. I'm saying
I'd be mad if he did
that. If he mentioned himself in Drogba's name.
No. I'm just saying, in his head, he's like, I'm not a bum, right? It's like week in, week out. That's what I'm saying, right? So I'm saying you're right, Surfer, that we need a striker, but we as fans agree with that. But he's like, okay, even if you're saying that, but I'm getting this for the past 1.5 years from Mikel in specific, that we need a striker, right? And last season, you could say, okay, he's a new guy, but this guy, you can say at least give the man credit. I don't think he's ever given him even credit. That's the thing. And if you're getting backed up for a year and a half and no credit, then it's go fuck off then, bro. Straight up.
I get that frustration. This is actually the original. I think this is the comment that Jackson was
this should have been,
alluding
this
to.
is why it felt personal to him, probably.
Yeah, I went
mean, we all
ahead
said
and
what
put the
Mikel
audio
said.
on. Yeah,
We all said
I went ahead and put the audio so you guys can actually hear it. So here we go.
But we played okay. We've created chances, we haven't taken them. And just an example of how Jackson finishes play. You can see there where, even though he was offside, he dribbled 1 or 2 or 3 players, and the way he shot the ball. You need a striker who knows how to hit the ball back in the back of the net, and that's what we don't have. I know I talk so much about him, and sometimes I sound like I disrespect him, but I don't disrespect him. I think we need a top striker that can get us goal, a bit like this man here, 91 goals.
Man, you gotta love TikTok, man.
No, I'll be honest. I understand where Jackson's coming from.
I don't know where he said wrong there. I really don't.
He didn't say nothing wrong. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Say
I think it's a little harsh.
Because we all said it. We all said it in
We
the
said
game.
that,
We've been saying it. Yeah, exactly. He knows. Jackson knows that.
No, but see, Surfer, in his comment I'm saying Jackson's perspective, he's like, oh, I'm not sure, because he admitted himself. He's like, it sounds like I might be criticizing him all the time, because you are, bro, because you've never given him a compliment in this throughout his Chelsea career. All you do is criticize him. He's even said it might seem like I'm hating him, the amount I criticize him. So he's even self-conscious that he criticizes him so much. So at least balance it out with some credit. I'm not saying he needs to be saying he's the next big thing, but be like, hey, props for you for getting 14 goals in the first season. I hope continue building, but I think we need a more clinical striker. And I think it's good competition for Jackson. Just put it that way even.
Yeah.
Don't put the man down on a constant basis and be like, okay, I need to a top striker to challenge Jackson so they can both grow together and they can fight it out, like Anelka and Drogba did.
Yeah.
For the striker position.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say,
Like I said,
Scott?
I understand where Jackson's coming from, and I think he did it in the right way today, where it's like he showed it on the pitch first in terms of his performance, got the goal obviously, and then tweeted about it. Like he didn't tweet before a game or something. But yeah, I think he went about it the right way. Like I have no issue in what Jackson did. My only issue in terms of what he does is the petulant shit on the pitch.
Okay.
Which he did again today.
I can't
but-
debate it.
No, some of it's fine, but the petulant shit, like
When the player
after
gives
the
it back.
goals, the stuff after the goals is just unnecessary.
Yeah, which
Yeah, I
is
mean,
the reason he
we
got
saw
like
last year.
eight yellow
Yeah,
cards
exactly.
in the first half of the season before he went to AFCON.
Exactly. Last year
So
got him in
that's-
a lot of trouble.
Is that?
So-
I don't listen. I don't know what he was doing when Cunha scored, and after that, I don't know what he said to him. Maybe it was something. I don't even know
talking
what the
smack to
issue
each
was.
other.
I don't even know what the issue was after the first goal because he ran towards our fans.
No, I
don't
don't
know
either.
I don't know what the issue was that the people having a go at him or something like that.
It's because when Jackson scored the goal, he knee slided and was talking shit in front of the Wolves fans. Like he knee slided. And
Yeah, but that's not the Wolves fans. That's the Chelsea away fans. Where he slid to.
No, it was he knee slided towards the Wolves fans. So
Wait,
that
can we
end.
No. That's the Chelsea away fans section.
yeah, it
All that
looks like
section is Chelsea away fans.
Yeah.
Someone's
It
saying
looks
it's the
like
Wolves
that.
fans. Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where
I
all
don't
the
know.
Chelsea away fans are.
Unless he said something to Cunha, like in
I
like
don't
after.
know.
They're probably
I didn't
talking
see
smack
it.
to each other.
I
Because
just-
remember, like,
Jackson likes doing that. It's I wouldn't be surprised.
Performances today for him, especially the second half, when he is dropping deeper and literally flick here, flick there, and just setting people away, is what he should be doing. That's what he was doing the second half of the season mostly. He's very good at that. We saw it away at Man City when he was doing stuff like that. He's very good at that. He's another good header today as well. Very underrated. His
Even the
heading.
Palmer goal too. Even the Palmer goal.
Yeah,
like
the Palmer goal. He ran after it and flicked and a good ball by Sanchez as well.
Goal and an assist today.
A goal and assist he got today. This is what we should be talking. Well, this is what we should be talking about overall. I know, like, this sort of comment here. I don't think. I think this comment Mikel thing. I think we're blowing up more than it is.
obviously.
I don't think we should. We've just won 6-2. Do you know what I mean? I really don't.
Exactly.
I don't really care what he says
Exactly.
to Mikel as long as both people are not really disrespectful to each other. I couldn't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Exactly.
they say to each other. And
But-
like I said, everyone's had that thing. Everyone wants another striker. Everyone wants an Osimhen in. They don't want a Duran in. If it's a Duran in, everyone's going to pick Jackson over Duran. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, exactly.
everything. Do you know what I mean? It's just
That's just
And even going back to what you guys are saying about Jackson, like even with the criticism, one of the criticisms we had last season was he needs to improve on his heading ability. And with that goal, you see it's there. He's improved on his heading ability. Jackson last season misses that goal.
I
Misses
mean,
that
later
goal.
on last season, I'm pretty sure we saw better heading from Jackson. He scored a couple of headers. I saw it later on the season, but at the start,
And he's
it was
continuing
very
on that. So like that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, like Jackson, however he wants to react to criticism and all that, so be it. But show it on the pitch by improving on the things that you're being criticized on. And I think he does. He does. Like you saw, like the heading ability. There's still some inklings of the extra touch and not being decisive in front of goal, but that's going to work itself out, and we still have time to see how that's going to happen. But he's, starting off the season on a good foot, in my eyes.
Also, if
Got a goal and an assist today.
If Osimhen even still comes in, by the way, he still has a massive role at Chelsea as a rotated. Even he will start many games this season. There's no doubt he won't start games. He will because he's a great talent. This link-up play is what makes more of a special player to me.
So I got to talk to Scott about this one, and mostly Scott and Surfer, because you guys have been and rightfully so, the biggest critics of Robert Sanchez, right?
Oh,
but this is one of those moments where, okay, you do this more often, and we see more of those passes that you're so renowned for, and that's why you're in the starting lineup. Then maybe we can have a different conversation, because I don't think today he set a foot wrong, and this is the one pass he had that gave us that second goal. Yeah. It was a great pass from him.
Note it down. He didn't do anything wrong today, so note it down. So.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton game.
Yeah. Pay attention. Wolves. He didn't do anything wrong.
so comfortable. I forgot he was even playing second half because they really didn't do anything. So I know they scored that. More. They had that banger that was disallowed, but that got deflected off of Yeah. So, but yeah, that was it was a good ball up the field, something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it was good. I mean, Jax obviously made the most of it with that because otherwise I think Jackson did the only thing he could do because he wasn't actually going to get probably the ball. Do you know what I mean? The only position he had was and Jackson
really good touch.
Did awareness, and then Cole Palmer just does. He had a quiet game up until then, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he was.
Surfer,
I'll be honest, he was our worst attacker at that point up until that point.
He was. I think he was.
You think he's worse than Mudryk? I thought Mudryk was like.
I didn't even think Mudryk was bad.
I don't think he's bad.
No, he was worse because I don't expect anything from Mudryk.
That's true, I guess.
So that's why he's worse.
This is true.
I don't expect anything from Mudryk whatsoever. To me, when we start Mudryk, we basically start with 10 men.
Yeah.
So the fact that we were playing 45 minutes, 10 against 11, we came out and no wonder we were considered 2 goals because we had to compensate for one player that wasn't good enough. But listen, it's a great goal, and then the changes and whatever he said to them at half time, we gave them a big kick up the backside. Everyone took to their instructions and we were solid. Do you know what I mean? Apart from that Lerner goal, that was a banger. That was offside. Can't remember anything else really that Wolves did whatsoever, which makes me mad about the XG and stuff like that. But once again, XG's just...
they had some chances, is maybe a bit of a strong word, but they had some good moments in the second half where we defended really well. Like I thought, especially Colwell. I thought he was excellent.
Especially
second half.
Half chances, but there wasn't any one where I went, ooh, or like.
Yeah, I don't think
Sanchez
had any. I don't think Sanchez.
Yeah, there wasn't anything where I thought we were in danger of conceding until that Lerner goal went in, and then it was rightfully disallowed. But yeah, Palmer, that goal. The problem is, he scored goals like that last season. Yeah. You know what I mean? But just the awareness and the calmness and the actual the delicate touch to not overhit it as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you could have overhit that. Do you know what I mean? Put too much of a strong chip on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, he could have.
If that's Raheem Sterling, Jackson was Raheem Sterling, he's not passing it to him. So we'll never get that equaliser. So, but it was a good goal. And then second half, he became the first Chelsea player to get 3 assists in the Premier League since 2016, says Fabregas.
Wow.
Yeah, which is phenomenal.
That is an amazing stat. That's an amazing stat.
And every single one of them was to the same player, was it not?
Yeah, because I tell you why.
MADUEKE.
8 Nuri, and 8 Nuri was on the yellow card and didn't do anything, which I was very surprised Gary O'Neill didn't change him, or they haven't got another left back.
Well, they did.
And the way, like I said, the way Jackson was coming deep and then flicking the ball out to whoever it was, just allowed us to break. And even, I think, was it the fourth? I think Noni Madueke's second. Look at the header that Caicedo wins, near enough in the middle to actually just take like about 3 Wolves players out of the game, and then we go on and score. And it's not, everyone's going, yeah, but they're not like, the assists aren't, they're just to the side. But you have to remember, he has to time it, right? He has to time it and put it in Madueke's path, who he knows isn't strong in his right foot, even though I think he is. But he has to put it in a pathway where he's able to do something with it. So, he's got 4 GNA when everyone last week was going, oh, what's Cole Palmer going to do this season in this, even had a hand in João Felix's goal, if you remember. He set Neto away. And you know what I mean? Yeah. So,
yeah.
And like I said, I've seen him have better games. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's
he had a lot of good games.
Can we just be honest, boys? That's a 2-inch pass, man. That's not that assist for us. You know what I mean? Only 2 meters, man.
Well, first of all, your favourite player, Conor Gallagher, couldn't do that. Yeah. So first of all,
my favourite player is MADUEKE.
Your favourite Conor Gallagher couldn't do that. Yeah. And by the way, it's a choice to make because he was in the penalty area and he could have shot himself. And he's put it onto a plate of a player who we know and he doesn't like to use his right foot sometimes, even though I think he's got a good right foot. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know why we're taking stuff away from people.
I'm sorry. Madueke last season doesn't even do these passes because he's so selfish with the shot. So come on, my guy. Just because we're trying to give Madueke extra credit now. He did a great job. An amazing match. He won man of the match.
Caicedo's lob.
Of course.
Caicedo's lob is by the halfway line, or just before the halfway line. You know what I mean? That's just out of nowhere. That's just. Obviously. I'm saying Cole Palmer. He did that against Everton, if you remember. And, and I've seen him score. And the thing is, I don't think I'll see Caicedo score another goal like that for us. But I think I'll see Palmer score another goal like that. Not saying it wasn't a good one. I'll see Palmer score another goal like that. He probably even this season.
He just has such a great knack for finishing.
I'm trying to think,
which is fantastic.
What goals does this Cole Palmer ends on again this season? Because was he on 4?
I think he gets less goals but more assists.
And the first game was Man City as well.
I think he gets more assists than goals this season.
Yeah,
probably.
I can say it because the attackers we got now, like
you get Osterman in this team as well.
It's making me dream like where we
don't
can
let Jackson hear you, man. I'm just saying.
No, we
you know, man, all this story, man. When Jackson my striker this season again, listen, man, I'm gonna be to support him because it looks like there's not many others here that got to support.
How many L's do you want to take this summer? Really? How many L's? I mean,
I'm here to support my guy Jackson, man. I mean,
it's the reason your hair's like that because you lost the bet. Is that why your hair right in your head? Is that why you lost?
No, not really. I let my hair grow out because otherwise I would have to stand up my normal bun.
Grow out. The last time I saw something like that was an alien face hugger. That's what I saw your hair like that. You know what I mean?
All right, buddy.
Oh my gosh. That is so neat.
You know what's crazy? Man? They hate it because they can't get it. They can't get this sexy hair like this, man. What can I say, man?
That's not sexy. That's just.
I'm gonna wear a bandana like Nani soon.
No, man. The last time I saw hair like that, it was.
Bro, he's got a mad forehead, by the way.
You know what I mean? It's all good. You know what I mean?
Madueke's got a crazy forehead, by the way. Yeah, Madueke's got a crazy.
Madueke has crazy. We know.
That's what happens when you twist it. That's not when you actually twist your hair because it actually.
Like, you're supposed to let it breathe.
Twist it.
I think the biggest question that we have here, right, in the panel, is going forward. Does Madueke now is a solid set starter on that right?
I would say so.
Yes.
He's very.
Yes.
What he is he's not being
that means
sold.
Palmer needs to start, right? Palmer needs to then move to the 10.
It's so hard because we have so many good forwards, and like,
Exactly.
I don't know if Madueke's going to keep this form all season, but next game and stuff like that, he should be definitely having a shout, obviously, to start in that game because obviously today. But we have João Felix, we have Neto, we have Nkuku. I know Nkuku's not looking the hottest right now, but Nkuku can look really good, like down the line in a couple of months, or not a couple of months, couple of weeks, sorry. So it's going to be hard to say. It's rotation. I think it's just going to be really good rotation, good headache for the manager. That's what it is. And we saw rotation today.
Much like with Madueke, much like with Palmer playing the 10, I think Nkuku just needs to, like, there was like this warning shot that he shot remember at the player saying, you need to show me in training that you're good enough. So maybe that was a warning shot at Nkuku. Maybe it was like, Nkuku, you're not showing me stuff in training. Show me that you're.
I also think though, I think Nkuku is going to play this Thursday, so I also think something like, and he played like last Thursday.
I'll say, I'll be honest. Apart from like one, maybe two players, I'm not changing anything against Palace.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. That's why Thursday he's going to make major changes again, like he did in the Thursday.
Like it wouldn't surprise me if it wouldn't surprise me if Thursday if you see like Nkunku start. It wouldn't surprise me if Mudryk plays again, personally.
I think you can see João Felix start on Thursday.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Gui.
60 minutes.
We should get some more minutes in that game.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Vega start. I think you're going to... you're going to see probably the same back three who started in the first leg. You know what I mean? Jorgensen's going to start. I think you're going to see, stuff like that. I think KDH will start like that. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
I agree. To me, for next weekend, the only two changes I'm making for next week, actually there's three for next weekend, but he won't make all of them, is Neto, Lavia and Tosin come in.
Well, I don't know I don't think Tosin will come in. I think he'll stick with
I don't think either.
I can see Lab is a tough one. It depends what
for me, after watching that, like I know he improved in the second half. After watching that Caicedo performance today, he needs to be dropped. Lavia needs to come in.
Isn't he like got pulled a little knock though or something? Like
it was a little hamstring.
The thing is, like I said, I don't think Caicedo will play on Thursday, so we'll probably start. I think Caicedo and Lavia is the partnership in the middle. Going forward.
I think that's the potentially, but that means Palmer on the wing.
No, Palmer
it does. Unless he's going to play Caicedo further forward in the Enzo role.
Maybe. I think he can do that role. I think he's better at that role anyway than being the ultimate defensive midfielder. I think he, like I said earlier, I just think he gets like today. He sometimes he's not aware how much time he has or little time he has. And he gets caught like that. He got caught several times today.
He was asleep today.
The second half they were much better. They were pressing better and stuff like that. But like I said, I think Neto. Mudryk, I don't know. No, Mudryk, no, like that. He should be. I'm telling you right now that this guy. No one even wants this guy on loan. That's how rubbish he is, Mudryk. Not even linked to a loan move. This guy, and I don't care what anyone says. I think he lost his patience with him again today. He came out and even said it. Just like he just didn't do what I needed him to do. Essentially, And he's right.
Do you know what I find mad about the whole thing is like I don't even think Mudryk had a bad game today. Like, I think most of the times he got on the ball, he did something positive. To me, he just didn't get on the ball enough. But you can just see, even when he had what I would consider a good game, the golfing quality between him and Neto is huge.
It's not even close. It's not even in the same universe.
Huge.
It's not even. It's like if you start with honestly, if you were to do the reverse and you start with Neto, and then you bring Mudryk on, it's literally Neto up here and like. Now my hands off screen. You can't even see how low Mudryk is. Do you know what I mean? It's just not even. He is. People are going about like when we saw Lukaku. Lukaku's like. Is he the worst transfer in Chelsea history? No. This guy is the worst. I think he's just. For me, he just doesn't. He doesn't offer. I'm telling you right now. If he didn't have pace, no one would deal with this guy whatsoever. They wouldn't even trade him.
He would be struggling.
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
But here's the thing though with Mudryk, and I think this is what Maresca's plan is, right? Because based on the comments after Servette, Maresca seems pretty adamant about trying to fix him, right? Trying to he knows where his deficiencies are, and he's exactly what we've been saying as fans, right? Like this guy, it's just the IQ's not there. Sometimes he has brilliant moments, sometimes he just doesn't know what to do. So we're trying to fix him, and I just think that what Maresca's going to try to do is just give him the Conference League, to give him the confidence to do something. Show me that you.
I think you're right. Sorry, I disagree. I think Maresca's quickly finding out with his comments that he said in the last 2 games. This guy ain't it. This guy ain't it. This guy.
I can't fix him.
I can't fix him. The thing is, so when you say fix something has to be broken first. Do you understand what I'm saying? This guy's not broken. This is just this guy. When someone says fix something, you expect you've been talking about someone who if we talk about Sterling, then you could go, let's try and fix him, right? Let's try and get him back to somewhere we saw him at Man City or something like that, because he's actually done something. Mudryk's whole persona, whatever you want to talk about, his whole background is built off deserving comments and being clapped at the Bernabeu for one appearance. That's all he's built for. And I remind people again, Sheriff beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. A team called Sheriff, they beat them, and no one wants their players. Do you know what I mean? No one does. He's woeful. He's honestly, if I was advising Maresca, he probably already figured it out himself. Don't waste your time. Literally, don't waste your time. He is pointless. I'd rather you focus on Tariq George than you focus on this guy.
That's the thing that baffles me, though, right?
Or Angelo or someone like that. I really would.
After Servette, I was under the impression there's no way he's going to play the Premier League at all. And then today we saw he started. And it's kind of like what Scott said. Like, you know, it wasn't a bad performance. There was really nothing coming out of that side of the wing, and you can tell some of the players are hesitant to give him the ball. And then you see Neto at its levels there.
He started for two reasons, because Neto played about 65 minutes against Servette, and you know, not starting right away, and João Felix is only just arrived. That's the only reason he started. Once up to full speed, he's a very distant third at the moment. And if we're talking about another player who I'm willing to, which I don't know why we're going to do that deal if it's true, he becomes like I don't know what number he becomes on the list. Do you know what I mean? It's like he just doesn't. I want us to buy another club so we can just send him there. Do you know what I mean? Like we can just send him there for 5 years.
Yeah.
If you're trying to talk to us,
we can still send him to Strasbourg. There's still one more spot left. So
there isn't, right?
No,
yes,
there is
a loan
for Mudryk would be perfect. It would be perfect.
Yeah, they can.
I think it's only two. Right? We're going to do it two. We've done two, right?
Yeah,
We've only got
they've already gotten two
That's
loans.
why
They can't have another loan from us.
That's why Petrovic isn't being alone there. We're trying to do they're trying to do a deal between the two clubs. That's why.
The reason why Petrovic isn't being loaned there is because he doesn't want to move there.
No. What I'm saying is why it's not a loan move is because we can't do any more loan moves.
No, we can do a loan move.
We've got one more spot. Two more left. So we've got two more left.
No. Isn't there a limit to between clubs?
Yeah, there is. It's three.
It's three.
No,
we've done
three. And we've done two.
Yes. So that's the point I'm trying to make. So literally, still got one more.
Even they don't. Even Leroy Rossignol doesn't want him. You know what I mean? That's Strasbourg. What are you doing here? Buy a Brazilian club and just send him around there or something. Do you know what I mean?
I watched Strasbourg today, and they're gonna get Europe football. They're gonna get European football. Strasbourg. I'm gonna tell you right now, hot take right now. I'm being serious. Strasbourg's gonna get European football this season.
Are they gonna do better than your team, Ahmed?
Yes, they're gonna do better than Rent. We've done a lot of bad recruitment this season. I'll be honest. So, but I'm being serious. From what I've seen from Strasbourg the last two games, they're gonna be guaranteed conference league at the very least.
Oh, conference.
Guaranteed conference at the very least. Maybe Europa. I'm being serious. That's how good they're playing right now.
That's good. That's good to hear. I mean, this is like again, we go back to like with Chelsea, right? Like today, I really hope we can continue off of this. I have faith that like this is a game that the fan base needed to really be not convinced, but at least give it time. You know, okay, let's a lot of pressure off of, you know, that first game. I think a lot of people were really highlighting that first game, a lot of overreactions. Again, we understand we could have had a better result, but at the end of the day, it's still Man City, right? It's still Pep Guardiola. You know, no Gallagher chance.
Champions.
Oh, I want a Gallagher chance.
Yeah, right. So now we're seeing. So this is what like people were waiting to see. That's why I wasn't putting too much emphasis on the preseason. That's why I took the positives of the Man City game, because and I said this on American Waffle, I said this on the last stream, I said I'm confident that if that same team that played against City go up against Wolves, we'll get a victory. And we saw it today. It was a very convincing victory.
It's the thing. Mus's put in Mudryk is good in an open game. How open did you want that first half to be? Do you know what I mean? That was like the most open game I've seen between two teams in ages. It was literally ping pong like that. Mm-hmm. Your head was like that. If you didn't get neck cramp from the first half, then good on you. Do you know what I mean? Because even in that one, they don't. And also, I think someone said it. They don't trust this guy.
I don't think they trust him.
They don't want to give him the ball. He's rubbish.
You know what it is, boys? And I've said this before. I think Maresca was said in a post-match that, you know, when he's on the ball, he doesn't give me anything. That's what Maresca literally said that. And so, like, if the manager's saying that to you in back-to-back games, I mean, there's nothing.
Look what he said about Madueke. Look what he said about Madueke after the Servette.
Man said, "I love Madueke." Listen, hey,
listen. Look what he said about him after the Servette game about Madueke. Essentially needs to give me more. He said it to both guys. He said they need to give me more. I need players that will give me more. Madueke, he put a ton of pressure on himself with that Instagram post last night.
He really did.
Put a ton of pressure. He stepped up and he delivered. Mudryk will never do that. Never.
But that's the frustrating thing, right? Because like I feel like it's also frustrating for Nani too, because I feel like Nani gets lumped into the conversation constantly about, oh, what are they going to do with Madueke and Mudryk? It's like, no, they're not in the same conversation. Madueke is developing as a player. Mudryk has been stagnant since we got him.
For me, I disagree with Maresca a bit. I think when he was getting on the ball, he was doing some bits like there was nice link-up play, and like he was actually attacking the fullback. But for me, it's like I go back to what Surface said. It's like if people aren't giving you the ball, go and get the ball, go and demand it, go and search for it. That's what all of our other attackers do. It's what Madueke does. Felix, when he came on, was doing that. Was dropping deep, was demanding the ball, was telling me, I don't care if I've got 2-3 players around me, give me the ball. And it's like, that's what you do when it's not going your way, when you're not getting the ball. You go and demand it. Because then, players have got no choice but to pass you. If you're demanding the ball, they can't ignore you for long. They eventually have to give it to you.
Yeah. If Mudryk finds himself in positions like this, you know...
When's the last time he scored a goal like this?
It's, I can't remember, dude.
I don't remember the pots like that, sequence of play like this.
Nothing
Maybe
like that.
Maybe the Forest goal. The winner, Jackson.
And notice too, like everything's a 1-2-1-2, kind of like what we saw in the training. Just 1-2, 1 touch, 2 touch, 1 touch, 2 touch, boom. Like just like how they trained it.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant goal. And it's just like exactly what Scott's saying. Like if you put yourself in situations like this, Mudryk, and look, that's the other thing too, right here. He picks up his head. He already sees Zhao coming in. He knows where he's going to be. Like, that's the thing you want to see from... Like, Mudryk can get himself into sweet spots, but when it comes to the execution, if it was Mudryk, he would have just kept his head down and just crossed it through the middle and said, hey, someone should be there, you know? And likely not.
Right, my momentum would have been gone. That's what would happen.
Yeah, or he would have skied it, who knows? And then you have João Felix who puts it...
What a cold finish, man.
Can't believe he mishit that, man. Can't believe he mishit that. He meant to pass it. To Madueke to get his ball.
Have a hell of a season, and Andrew's agenda's going to be on something.
I don't agenda. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But all I'm saying is, this man went away for a whole year to play in La Liga and came back and scored as many goals as Mason Mount.
I thought he scored before. Yeah.
Exactly. We have receipts. We have receipts on that. But this is what I mean. Like you would think, like in a system, right? These players, although they're relatively new to each other, right? For the most part, there's a few players like Neto and all that, Dewsbury Hall and this. They are instilled with a system, a style of play that Neto already knows and João Felix already knows to come into this area. Like it's set up for Mudryk in a way that he can be successful. He just has to show it now.
If you play with a number 9 up there, right, like an Osimhen, there's even more space because he's occupying those 2 centre backs, or at least one of them, right? In a move like that, he just is. This is the thing. We are gonna batter teams, but we just need to take our chances. And these guys are gonna miss. We're gonna sit here on these reviews, and we're gonna be talking about how the hell did we miss so many chances if we don't get a striker. We just are, and that's unfortunate. Do you know what I mean? Because a game like this, he made the corrections and stuff like that. But there's going to be games where we hit the bar, or the goalkeeper has an outstanding game, or something like that, or we just don't hit the ball properly, and we end up drawing 2-2. You know,
is Osimhen really going to move the needle like that, boys? Let's be real, man.
Yes.
Oh, shut up, Ahmed. It's just annoying now. This fake thing you're doing with this. It's just ridiculous.
I'll be honest. Okay. Listen. If I'm being
if we get Osimhen, that should be a guaranteed top 4 finish, possibly even going up.
I agree. I agree with that.
Probably going up to third, right? Probably going even with our defense. That is a top 4 finish. That should be a top 4 finish guaranteed, and possibly encroaching on third or getting close to third. You don't get Osimhen. It's still a good possibility of top 4, but there's still question marks in the back of your mind. You know what I mean?
You know, like my question I would ask is the fit issue. The issue I've always had with Osimhen, for me more so than anything else, not even the player. I've always said, does he actually fit what we are doing? That's the question I've always asked.
I think he does. I think he does in the terms of what you're going to ask him to do. Plus, it's a point of though also knowing it also adds like I said, if we get Osman, he starts up front. Are we seriously sitting there saying that the defenders are not going to pay closer attention to him and he creates more space for players like a Cole Palmer, like an Nkunku, like a Felix, like a Neto or something like that? It also means we've also got someone in the box who we know is an aerial threat. That's probably his best asset of his game is that. And also just in the box is just a stone cold killer. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He will whatever. He won't hesitate. He will snatch at a shot. Do you know what I mean? Even if it goes out for a corner, at least it's something that he won't hesitate or try and take an extra touch like Jackson would. Do you know what I mean? It's just. I think it's just that. You know, we saw it. Listen, we saw it even with like a little bit with Giroud when Giroud sometimes played up front. It was just a different the way he would occupy space, and you have Hazard and Pedro and Willian move around him or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It created extra space. Hazard loved. Look at Hazard's face when he played with Giroud. He loved playing with Giroud. Absolutely loved playing with Giroud because Giroud could do. Look at the cup final against Arsenal. The way them two just ripped. They just ripped Arsenal apart in Baku. Absolutely ripped them apart. So, you know, Jackson will do well as well. I'm not saying he's not, but Jackson's got different. You know, Jackson will probably. I don't see Osman dropping as deep as what Jackson did today. I just don't see that happening and stuff like that. It's just a different dimension. We need different options. You know what I mean?
Going off what you just said though, Surfer, I feel like after this game, it's making me cement more to the idea that we're probably going to play with basically almost like a 4-4-2. Like a fluid, like we don't necessarily have a striker. It's like a false 9-10 interchanging because the relationship and the link-up play between Neto and João Felix, we saw it today. It was very clear. If Felix starts every game, I don't know that, right? But right there immediately impacted the game. Like João Felix comes on, Neto comes on, the link-up play, Felix was effective. Good link-up play between the two of them. And then today on the other side, we saw on the right side, Nani and Palmer. Who's to say that in our going forward, if this link-up play is as good as I think it is, who's to say that going forward it won't be attacking four of Neto and Felix on the left and Palmer and Madueke on the right?
But
with
then
no striker really.
I think that's great, but they're not. They're like I said before. If we started them we're going to still sit here and some of the reviews going. They miss too many chances. It just is. They're not clinical. Do you know what I mean?
To me, that's not the issue. To me, we'll end up sitting here on reviews going, okay, we've drawn that game 4-4 because we're getting killed in every transition we have.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Yeah, today, Caicedo was an absolute mess in the transition. I mean, Enzo wasn't any better either. Enzo, like that's the thing about Enzo.
Was better.
I think Enzo was great on the ball. The first half off the ball, it's. But that's the thing. Like Enzo, sure, Ahmed. Enzo is good on the ball, but it's off the ball where I'm starting to get a little frustrated with him because he was kind of absent off the ball in the first half. Yeah, Caicedo was the one that was half asleep half the time in that first half and losing the ball and just getting dispossessed and it caused that one transitional goal.
You know what it is though, Marshall. Though
talk to me.
Before I had that, I'll say this. Yeah. I don't think Enzo can play this Roman role. He can't be like a box-to-box guy. But you want him to be consistently moving in the attacking phase and then coming back for defense to get the ball off plays. I just don't think he works like that again. And that's the thing. Like you saw in the second half, the moment you played him deeper in that 6th role and you let Caicedo be a box-to-box guy, that's why it works. Isn't it? That's literally why it works.
Second half, he was better, right? But I just think... Especially for the amount of scrutiny that's on this player right now, I think there are certain things that you just need to be a little better at. Like you need to be a little better defensively than what you are right now. Because I was under the impression that you're not as good as Jorginho in maintaining possession and the tackles and defensive transitions and all that. But you're not even showing me you're close to what Jorginho used to be able to do when he joined the team.
I felt today that some of the passes back into the midfield were mad. Do you know what I mean? In terms of decision making and stuff like that. And I thought and also just the way I said, Caicedo was absolutely trash in that first half. I don't think Enzo did really anything wrong in that, but because his midfield partner was so trash. That you couldn't do anything about it. And
but you don't think in this situation here, though, Surfer, like if Alavia was in Enzo's position, Alavia cleans this up,
or Alavia over Caicedo, and then maybe Enzo gets.
I think that's a valid criticism of Enzo, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't. The problem is, I don't think. I don't think Enzo. I know we like all last time going, yeah, they should be the best pivot or something like that. I actually don't think they're a good partnership.
Okay. I think that's fine.
I think Caicedo. I said it last week. I think Caicedo sometimes occupied. His mind is occupied with what Enzo's doing in terms of should I do this or should I do that, because they don't trust, because he doesn't trust him. I think vice versa. I just don't think they trust each other. So I think they want to do the same thing. No one really wants to sit between the both of them. You can say Enzo is better because he can be a deep line playmaker and stuff like that, or be a facilitator. But I just don't think they trust each other, which was refreshing last week. Was when Lavia came in, I thought Caicedo was actually far better before Lavia went.
This is true. Yeah, this is true.
Doing his job.
Were you going to say? Go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's necessarily. I think they can work depending on the system. I think for me, the biggest thing at the moment is the fact that I think Caicedo just isn't picking the system up. I think that's the biggest issue. Like, so many of his issues today came from on the ball. Like, off the ball wasn't even that bad. He didn't really have much to do. He had one terrible attempt at a tackle where he fell on his arse. But most of it's like on the ball. Like, it's terrible passes, giving the ball away, no idea what's around you. And it's like, that's, to me, before anything, if you're going to be the six in this system, forget defensive stuff, forget anything else. You've got to be able to pick the ball up from the defenders and be able to go on the half turn easy into space and turn and know what's around you. That's why Lavia's worked so well since the start, like since preseason, because he understands. Like, there was a moment in the City game where he gets the ball from, I think it was Colwell or someone, and immediately half turn spins a midfielder, spins the guy that's pressing him, and we're on transition into space. Caicedo can't do that, at least not right now. I'm not saying he can't ever do that. That's stupid, but right now it's not working.
Someone put in the chat that Lavia's not good against transitions. He was last week against City, so what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? He was mopping up. He was doing, he sometimes was the last line of defence against City, but he was like stopping everything that went through. I think, people are going to go, yeah, but I heard today, what about our options in midfield? Well, everyone forgets that Vega can play midfield as well. So that's another option.
Which, by the way, he looked phenomenal when he came.
Yeah, he looked good when he came on. But I think,
sorry, I've just got to cook the same moron that was on Lewis's channel, that's in the chat here, who said that Vega shouldn't come on in midfield because he isn't positionally disciplined and can't do this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. How about you suck your mum because I was right?
No, he had this really great play. I can't remember what minute it was where he
on the ball, right?
Yeah, on the ball in the midfield.
He takes out the player like with his dribbling ability. Yeah,
two players taken out of the game right there. Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
He's good.
Did he don't play on the transition? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We go back.
We've never played on the transition. Okay,
go ahead,
Marshall. To add on to what Scott was saying, it's even said through Caicedo's quotes. I think it was today or yesterday, where it's like, hey, under this system, I have to be in position. It's more strict compared to Poch. I had more freedom.
Yeah.
I think it is correct that he's not getting used to the system. Hopefully he does. But my best two pivots right now is Enzo and Lavia. So at least Enzo's putting those balls forwards. The past two games, he's been way better. The 2 games.
Yeah, on the ball, Enzo's been looking really good, and Lavia's fantastic.
We know
off the ball.
He's been our best 1 out of 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So like.
It's
and I think part of it too.
You spelled GCSEs in capital letters, by the way. Too.
I think the other thing too is that I think part of it too is
he got dropped on his head. He doesn't realize that.
We have to remind ourselves too the age that Caicedo is. Not to say like he's not immature, he's young, whatever. Like, but I think he still has those moments of he's just not doing the right thing. Maybe because of a little bit lack of experience. Like here, for example, I think he's so caught up with regaining possession after he just lost it, rather than focusing on the men around or what's going on. Not to say he's at fault for the positioning here, but he's just so blinded by the ball that he completely disregards the formation. And you know, maybe if he picks up on the 9 or whatever, maybe he positions himself in a better spot to, you know, intercept his pass. Not to say, I mean, he's still relatively close, but he just didn't execute well.
Bro, for Fofana, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, Fofana's another one too that he's a frustrating one, right?
Bro, if I speak on him today,
I think he might be
word.
He was good in the second half.
He was actually improvement.
Did you guys
I
notice
think
that he
Carl
had...
was doing a lot of the work though still.
Did you notice... Go ahead.
I just think we're dealing with... Listen, I think we're dealing with a partnership that's never played together before. Okay? They're working out the kinks and stuff like that. We didn't have a settled back four at all last season. Do you know what I mean? There was changes here and there due to injuries, and the manager kept changing them. I think we're gonna suffer this until, you know, either we get to a point where it's not working at all, right? Which I still think they need more games, or, you know, they get to a point. One of them needs to stay healthy no matter what for the entire campaign. We need to have at least one of them there, so someone else can slot in and out of their position. Yeah, well, whoever it is, it doesn't really, you know, because like you said, Colwell had a good, you know, few games and stuff like that. I just think, you know, we just need to give Fofana more time. He's coming back from like over a year out of football. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we just need to see what he's going to do and stuff like that. I still think they'll get picked. Like I say, they'll still play next week against Palace and stuff like that. And like I said, second half, they along with the rest of the team, they just locked out Wolves essentially. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those.
I think building off of what Surfer said, I think I think what he's saying about Fofana getting comfortable bears a lot of weight, because I think even today we saw Fofana was making runs into the midfield, like dribbling with the ball, getting fouled. Like I think we're seeing more and more him feeling comfortable and having more liberties on the ball. It's those lapses of concentration though that cost us these types of goals. That it is frustrating, and I get 100% where Scott's coming from. A lot of the fan base with the frustration on Fofana. He is coming back from a major injury. This is his first, you know, few games since that injury last season. You know, he's definitely lacking that match sharpness, but he's getting there. I think Colwell today stepped it up in terms of like I had no complaints on Colwell, to be honest. I think he had a fantastic match today. Defensively, he was very sound, making those last-ditched effort for the tackles and stuff.
I think he had one moment where he lost his man and they had a chance, but that was about it.
Yeah, even his ball playing, which is I was complaining about.
That one pass.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it to? It was Palmer, I think, in the second half. It might have been Jackson. I can't remember. But it was that one pass over the top.
He threw ball and it hit that keeper, sadly, but it was a long through ball. Could have landed really well. His tackling and intercepting was quite calm and composed as well, what I like. Because we pointed out a few times when we were watching the game. So, Colwell again intercepting that nicely. Like, he's just doing it quite good. And we just want to see that more often, obviously. And with the Fofana thing, I do agree, like, with he was out all season. I'm just a bit worried. Like, we're just never going to get that old Fofana because we bought him, 2 seasons ago? And he's just been getting injured every season, basically, for the majority of the whole season. So, but I do say we have to, like, back it for, like, a good month or 2 and see how Fofana fits and see if he can actually play well in the system. But, yeah, like, there isn't a whole lot of standing backs we can choose from either because we've got Tosin. We don't know about Tosin. Dasasi, I don't know if he actually fits in this team, so I think it's going to be the one with Fofana and Colwell in this team for a good while.
I mean, yeah, we do have options, and this second match in a row where he started both of them is giving me more and more of confidence to say that he's going to probably stick with this center back pairing for a good chunk of the season or a good chunk of these next few games. And then we'll see what happens from there. Go ahead, Surfer.
I think
there
have been reports coming out the last couple of days that they could move for a centre-back if they get the sales they want. So Chalobah and another person goes, like a Dasasi or Balachil. They could move for another centre-back.
It's possible.
I hear he's on sale.
Christensen's now injured. Is he injured?
He's got
an Achilles.
Yeah, he injured his... I think it's something in his Achilles.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dream over then for Lewis.
No, I just try and buy Tony Rudiger back. That's what I would do.
Oh, I'd take Rudiger back. But
give me Rudiger, Tar, hijack Hummels. Bring the Laporte.
I wonder how well Tomori is doing in Serie A because he does all right there. Tomori.
No, Tomori. Sorry, I don't know.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know.
There's no real world-class centre backs to buy out there, so it's just.
I don't need really world-class. I just need like.
No, there is.
Is there?
There 100% is if you're willing to go and spend the money and get them, and if you can convince them. It's just whether you can convince them is the issue.
Oh yeah, the convince.
This is true. Like convincing these people to smash the like button because we're at 70 likes and there's over 100 of you guys watching. So big up, yeah. Smash those like buttons, please, people. Go ahead, Scott.
I was just saying, like I've mentioned before that like Marquinhos is number 2 on my list, by the way.
He's good, yeah.
The number 1 person on my list, like money no object, would be Laporte.
Not a bad shout.
Wait, Laporte.
None of these are a bad shout. Spain.
Yeah, I know Spanish. And he was playing in Saudi League.
Yeah, so Al Nassr.
I don't know how old is he.
Yeah,
now?
and he's still doing good.
Oh, like, he did well in a year.
Matter? Yeah, exactly.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
But again, like I go back to this is one that we're linked with. Good shout, Paragon. No, but can you really be upset about it though, Scott? Because honestly, in terms of our recruitment, like it again, we're looking at the fruits.
Sorry, Marshall. Did you just ask? Can I be upset at us signing Murillo from Forest?
Oh, I don't know.
He's
I
not
mean,
bad.
in terms of the recruitment and the track record, it's not world class, right? He's not elite.
Is he a leader?
Oh, that I don't know. I can't speak. For that.
No, he's.
Is he experienced? No. Has he played at the top level long? No. Like, is he better than what we've got? Debatable.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Debatable.
Yes,
No, it's debatable.
No, he's better than Colwell and Berisha. He's better than Colwell and Berisha.
He's not better than Colwell. Colwell was performing better at Brighton than he has been at Forest.
That's true.
Yes, we keep on talking about Brighton, but last season he was not good enough.
Cool, then you're telling me about Murillo at Forest.
Better than.
You're telling me that he's
we could have the same story when he joins Chelsea.
Yeah.
Different but we'll find out when that happens. But for the past 2 seasons, when
go and
he's
get me
actually
Tar,
entered the
go and
league,
get me someone that actually has a bit of like something about them. Murillo.
Yeah, I'm sorry, he's better.
God damn, Scott. What has he done to you?
Yeah, he's a decent centre back. I would take him. Scott is saying Tar and everything. Those are dream signings, but you're not taking Tar out when they've had their first unbeaten season, and it looks like they're gonna do the same bullshit because they scored a 90 minute plus 11.
He was about to move to Bayern.
He was about to leave to Bayern.
Yeah.
No, that's the rumor. But
go and get me Hummels then.
No. He'd agreed everything. The only thing that was holding him up was his sales. The only thing that's holding him up is sales, and they need to do some more sales before they sign him.
I mean, this could be too premature, but Scott, are you happy with Renato Vega and what he's been doing so far? Because like I feel like another signing in the category of that could be okay for a center back. I'm not too upset with Tosin either. I feel like another signing in that category, or like another Tosin kind of signing, because Tosin's another one I'm not upset about.
No, the reason why I don't want that is that's because what we've done for every outside of Disassi, who is now bottom of the barrel or bottom of the totem pole. That's what we've done for every centre back. Then if we're signing another centre back, the next one we need to sign, it's the same with the striker, right? There's no point signing a Duran or a Samu because we've made that signing already. The next step up is you go and sign the guy that's going to take all these young guys that we've got and be the leader for all of them. That's the next step. You don't just go and buy another young guy. Then you've got every single defender is young, especially if Disassi is the one that leaves.
Yeah, I just don't see Chelsea.
I think at that point, if we get Murillo, if we get Murillo and Disassi leaves, I think at that point, Badiashile might be our oldest centre back.
No, we have Tosin.
How old is Tosin?
Tosin.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting about Tosin.
How old is Tosin?
Tosin's
27 in September. Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. Okay, let's go through some of the lists. Okay, one guy's in Saudi and Laporte. The other guy in Bastoni is not going to leave Inter Milan when probably going to go back-to-back winning the league, and he was in the Champions League final the year before. The other guy is either going to Bayern Munich or staying in Leverkusen where he's unbeaten, and they're going to pull that same bullshit because they scored a goal in the 90 plus 11 minute again to win. And then, like, because Liverpool lucked out by getting Virgil van Dijk. Hummels was way past his prime. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Like, okay, if you want to.
Hummels just played in the Champions League final last year.
He did.
He was good. He was good as
yes,
well.
but he doesn't have the pace. Or he's not. It's not.
We said the same thing about Silva. We said the same thing about Silva.
This is true. We did say the same thing about Silva.
Actually, no, I don't know who said that.
Damn, you both had some pretty good points on this. I'm not gonna lie.
I want Silva.
It's hard to say.
No, because with Silva, it's different, right? Because I'm sorry, with Hummels, he literally does not have the pace for the system, especially with the center backs we have around us who make such bozo mistake. I still don't trust that because we have an injury-prone Fofana. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to him. We have an injury-prone Reece James, who's there at the right center back position. But when in the back three, he's been playing right center back, right? Because he just turns into a center back position. And then Gusto, who's not a center back in that position at all.
So how many of our centre backs right now are quick?
Sorry.
I would say Vega's probably if we put Vega in center back, I would put Vega. Because I don't think Desassi is not. Colwell's definitely not. Badiashile is slower than a fucking turtle. Everyone's pretty slow. That's why we're also getting fucked over in the counter. That's why these men are. I would say quickest is Fofana. I would say quickest right now is Fofana.
Cole was slow.
No, Cole was not like. Cole was fairly slow.
But he's not quick. He's not quick. So
I just don't see a point buying another centre back.
I don't think he's that slow that I'm alarmed by it.
Yeah.
I'm not like.
Also,
I don't think
this whole
having
pace thing.
It's not
Pace
like
only
that.
matters if you get caught out in transition because you're not reading the game. Like this is.
Well, that is what Colwell and Fofana have been doing. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm talking about getting a guy who 35 knows how to read the game.
I mean, it's not a bad shout, and I do think with the way the system, the way we get caught out in transition, I do think that's gonna be. I feel like that's more on the midfield than the defense, but I feel like also it is gonna flesh out a little better. So I could see the argument for like a Hummels coming in, a more experienced, not so fast center back, but a more experienced center back. I would.
He's on a free.
Yeah.
Oh, he's he's on
a But he's in the process of agreeing.
Process of agreeing.
The only way we're getting another centre back is we sell two, and I don't see us selling two.
He's in the process of. He's in the process of agreeing a move.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then if one goes, then they might try and integrate Chalobah back. Especially since he's not kicked up any fuss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I feel
he's
bad.
been very humble. He's been very humble. He's done his. No one's heard of Chalobah. No one knows. You know, everyone thinks they know what Chalobah wants, but he hasn't said anything.
No, he's
quiet. Everyone seems to think he wants, he only wants a Champions League club. I don't believe that. You know, I think he just wants a club that is best for him, whether a Champions League or not. Everyone should know. Read into the background of this guy. Very humble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way he's brought up and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? He's not not a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? Like some of them are.
I do believe with a more experienced center back, we avoid this goal. You know, like this was. He was Larson, right? Larson was completely left
this
open
goal was horrible
to do this. It was a horrible goal to concede.
The fault is mad again.
Yeah, and it goes against the show. I mean, I know offensively our set pieces have looked a little better since we got this Brentford coach, but defensively, like it's not as bad as it was last season.
That's where one of them has to step up, and that's when one of them has to step up and become the leader there. Yeah, and they both haven't. So one of them has to take the lead. I would expect Fofana to. He should be the one to step up and say, "You go here, you go here, you go here." Because we're not doing zonal marking, which I hate.
Yeah,
we're doing proper. We're trying to proper mark. But if someone steps up and goes, "You here, you here, you here," or even at the moment, even really the coach should be telling them right now, you know, stuff like that. Here's what we're doing. You need to mark this player, mark this player. Don't worry about who's doing whatever job. You just worry about your job.
Yeah.
And it's just simple like that. That's what I'm talking about. When someone will just switch off for half a second and someone just does a movement because they're looking at what other people are doing. Yeah, that's what it seems to be. So someone needs to step up there and go, yeah, I'm marking this guy, this guy, this guy, and move on from there.
Yeah, I just found a really cool little pass map that I wanted to put on the screen. Give me 2 seconds to get this up. Oh, fuck, I just lost it.
Sorry.
Bear with me, ladies and gents.
What are you looking for?
A little pass map I thought would be interesting to look at.
Oh.
Let's see. From today's match, obviously. Boom. All right, cool. Yeah, so we have passes attempted by Colwell 60, Cucurella 54, Fernandez 45. Obviously, what's XT? XT per pass? Expected touch per pass? I don't know. Doesn't matter, but obviously strongly.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, sure. No, I can't actually.
Unlucky Scott.
Don't want me to.
Okay.
I'm lucky.
I'll squint.
Just put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on my phone.
I like
can't
I
see
see
it.
the passes are complete. I'm not shocked in it because it's defenders.
I'm not taking any X thing seriously now on when I saw the X today.
XG, yeah.
Doesn't make any
As a
sense.
match that how Wolves had high in us. When I watched it, didn't feel that way at all.
I can't even remember Sanchez making a save.
Honestly.
You know what I mean?
Well, they had a couple close chances. That's it, and they scored their 2 good chances they had, and
Yeah, but Sanchez didn't make any.
we scored 6
world-class
goals,
saves. Yeah.
and we had more chances than we could
Well,
score.
exactly. Even more chances than them. Like that.
There we go.
Second half, they had just had that
Yeah, I
shot
agree
that
with
went in,
that.
but you can't count that as XG, surely, because it was offside.
I'm
so
going
it's
to
like-
look at XG and just nothing more.
Yeah.
Okay.
XG is bullshit. That's what it is.
Well, it's
But
like
yeah.
you just watch the game.
Jesus.
What are we supposed to be looking at?
Can I just point something out? Like,
Go ahead.
people talk about Colwell and his passing and whatnot. Completed 9 out of 10 progressive passes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like today, he had a good
Even
game,
that
and I
term is
really
mad.
Progressive.
Predicted passes.
Yeah, that is
Wait, what's predicted? What?
weird. Predicted passes.
That's
Is
someone just
Where's the
guessing.
predicted passes?
Did you say predicted passes?
No, I said progressive.
no
Oh,
progressive.
sorry. I thought you
I-
said
predicted
I was like,
passes.
I'm thinking, wait, is that
Where'd you
predicted
see
anyway,
that?
someone's gonna have
I
that.
wouldn't be
in about
surprised.
5 years'
Expected
time. That's-
passes.
We're gonna have it. Make it a thing.
Hey,
Yeah, but it's like Colwell had a fantastic game, and you could tell he really dictated from the back. It's something I wanted to see a little more from him. I was asking for it last game. Cucurella had a decent game as well. I think he was effective on the left back. I think he's the starter without a doubt, but not by much, because I feel like Vega's had really good cameos every time he showed up as well. So there's a argument to. If you know Cucurella slips up once, maybe Vega takes his place.
I was about to. Yeah.
Progressive passes received
Aggressive
by
passes
Jackson. 50.
received. Yeah,
I'm not shocked with Jackson.
I'm
being
surprised
number
Jackson's not higher in the progressive passes. Really.
one. Oh, in numbers, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe he's like 6 or something.
I don't know. But
Do you know what? Do you know what's nice to see about this?
Yeah,
Talk to me.
Is the fact that every single player has got a nut. Like the line is there and it's fairly thick. Like I remember looking at
yeah.
these last season with Poch,
Circles.
you'd have the right
Enzo
wing.
here with no lines.
I was gonna say you'd have the right wing with like one line, and it was the right back.
but also look at do you remember how we used to play just on like one wing? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
just down the right. Remember we saw like this whole thing was like it was there, but then it just went swerved off to like to the right hand side. It just like that and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, like I said, that was one of the things as well. I couple of things, like I said earlier, it's like that was last season. Our heads would have dropped, and we would have lost that game today.
Oh,
like we did last
100%.
season.
Mhm.
And that second half, Poch ain't doing we ain't performing like that in the second half under Poch.
Talking about Poch, right? Just to throw dirt at him, right? You can imagine when we went 3-2 up, right, Andrew? You can
Yeah.
imagine what Poch would have done.
Oh yeah, I was.
He would have
made.
He would have made some sort of subs, right, to like kill off the game and 3-2 it up. He
It would have been. It would have been probably like Vega on, for, or Gilchrist on for Jackson.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too. That's what I like, right? Like Maresca at no point really took his foot off the pedal. Like he just kept going. I think if it wasn't for Caicedo, getting hurt, and Jackson having maybe a little bit of his ankle kind of got clipped. I think that's the bad ankle that he's recovering from. I think he probably would have just. I mean. No, he had an offensive sub. He subbed off Felix for Jackson.
Felix
he wasn't defensive at any point.
All of his subs, all of his subs were attacked well. He put KDH, Nkuku, Felix, and Neto on as 4 of his subs. The only defensive sub he put on was Vega.
That's it, really.
It felt like he went more attacking by bringing on Dewsbury Hall as well. Like, 'cause he left Enzo in that midfield alone.
He brought Dewsbury Hall on because Caicedo got hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's fair. My bad.
What I find interesting looking at this, and I kind of see it with how he played today, is Enzo changed his system slightly again.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
With the 3 in midfield as opposed to having like that box midfield.
Was it like a diamond? Was it also like a diamond in the first half?
It wasn't really like a diamond because we played a diamond against.
Yeah, but it wasn't like sort of flat or anything like that. Right? It was sort of like it was Enzo. I don't know what. We also pressed better in the second half as well.
Yes,
look at the Noni hat-trick goal. Enzo wins that nearly outside their penalty area.
Yes,
he wins that ball outside his penalty area and stuff like that. I don't know. I seriously, he just gave him a major kick up the backside, and he took Mudryk off. So that means we played with 11 men the second half as well. So that was another thing, and it's like you had you had Neto. You just had Neto really on that left hand side, really on the wing, like people have been saying, and yeah, it was just like I say, Jackson dropping deep. Maybe that's what Jackson wasn't doing in the first half. He wasn't dropping that deep, if you remember, at all, really.
Yeah.
And just allowing the free reign of Palmer. Just had a free reign essentially, and Noni was.
There was times he was on the left, he was on the right, he was all over the pitch.
We were pressing hard. We were winning the ball higher up. Caicedo was allowed to win the ball higher up. It's a totally different Caicedo from the second half from the first half.
Yeah.
Absolutely different type of player, different beast in that second half. And like you said, Caldwell, Caldwell's passing literally took their entire what they tried to do out of the game. It literally took them out. His passes always went to. If you look at it, most of his passes actually got to the halfway line. Like it was like in the middle, it actually got to the halfway line and stuff like that. And also, I think I remember seeing Gusto playing a little bit inverted part of that second half as well.
He did, but like from we can see there, he did. It wasn't like he was playing. So there were times in the first half, you could see it was clearly like a double pivot of him and Caicedo, and that wasn't working. That was a match made in hell. But in the second half, especially as well after Dewsbury Hall came on, like you could see that we had that 3-man midfield, and it was like it just seemed to work because like he tried something similar against, I think it was Inter in the last friendly when we had because in that game we did play a diamond.
Guys, respect each other's opinion. Yeah, don't need to get personal in the chat. That's all. Yeah,
I remember in that game I think we played a diamond and we had because that was the game we had Dewsbury Hall at the 10. We had Enzo and Gusto as the 2 like centre mids, and we had I think Lavia or Caicedo was the DM in that game, and that looked weird, but it wasn't quite that.
I swear Vega was took a couple of minutes in centre today because he did a good thing when he was pressing up home midfield. He turned 2 Wolves players and just went beyond them like that. It's it was aggressive. It was good aggressive, but we still kept our structure. That was the thing, and that's what he did. I don't think he just didn't like it. Everyone going like, oh yeah, he never changes or does anything. You know, he'll stick to the same thing and stuff like that. He didn't like that football. He hated it. I'm telling you right now, he hated the way he played in the first half.
Yeah,
he hated it, and I think he literally just shouted at them, like you guys are better. You've got to just play simple, and we did. Our passing was simple. It was good, but it was simple. It cut like inside. He wasn't trying to beat everyone like we were in the first half. You know what I mean? Or giving unnecessary balls back like that. It was simple. The Jalbdx goal, like I'm saying, just
it was all routine.
Just a little tweak of telling Jackson to drop and Palmer just to go beyond like that. Jackson drops because he can do that. That's a great part of Jackson's game. He can do the flicks or hold it up and pass it on like that. It was just those little tweaks, and people were saying he's stubborn and stuff like that. Yeah, but he's not. You know, he did exactly. He should get more flowers like Arnie Slot did last week against Ipswich. Yeah, you know what I mean? Look at the praise that Arnie Slot got for the second half for the tweaks he made. That's what Maresca should get right now. You know, that was saucy today as well.
Yeah,
and we could have scored more. Just little decision making. Could have scored more. I remember there was a ball. There was a Jalbdx didn't pass it properly, and also in Cuckoo should have passed the net on the left instead of trying to go.
Yeah.
All the way through and stuff.
I think at that point of the game too, they were kind of just like, kicking.
They'd given up. They were just kind of like, after the fifth goal, they'd gone after the fifth goal.
Dude, when I saw 8 minutes of stoppage time, I was like, oh my god, poor Wolves.
That's just Caicedo stuff, wasn't it, and stuff like that. So
I was like, is there a mercy rule? Like, I'm sure the Wolves dreading that vote.
I mean, the fans called it quits after.
Remember, they're not doing what they did last season, adding everything. Yeah. It's just like only if it's like injury stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
are going to create a ton of chances. We just got to take him, Josh. We just got to take him and be ruthless.
Today we were more clinical than we were in the previous games, which it makes me curious.
It was 6 minutes in the first half. You're right. And then it got extended. Yeah. Then it got extended to 8. Then because of something else happened as well. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you're right. It's like 8 minutes either side, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it was because after they scored the second, there was a little bit of handbags afterwards, I think.
There was continuous handbags. You're right. Yeah,
forgot about
you're right. That was it.
Too. Yeah,
I'll say as well.
We're going to talk about
today as well, man. Their players are found.
We're talk about the other transfer news that apparently might be happening.
Which one? Don't say Sancho. Don't.
Yeah, Chris, we should talk about it.
I mean, if it means, because I'm assuming it has something to do with Raheem Sterling, right?
Apparently
I'm trying to slip in Chilwell.
Yeah, it might be both.
You can have Chilwell.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Even if he's, I hope this doesn't mean they don't get. You know what I mean? It only make my logic only dictates it would only make more sense to me if we were getting rid of Sterling and Madueke.
Yeah,
I don't think we're getting rid of Madueke.
You mean?
Hope not.
Or Mudryk. Yeah, or Mudryk. Yeah.
He's on
I listen. I mean, I think if they take Sterling and Chilwell off us and we get Sancho, I think we get the better end of the deal.
I think so too.
Do you know what I mean? I think by far, because they're taking literally nearly 600 grand off us in wages.
Yeah,
insane.
I think he has to take I think he has to take a pay cut though to join us.
Who, Sancho?
Sterling?
Yeah, I think Sancho. No, Sancho. I think he has to.
What's the one I made? 250, 300?
Yeah,
like
300. I think it's somewhere in between 250, 300.
He's not.
Yeah, it's nearly 600k in wages.
That's insane when you said it like that. Like I didn't realize how much money that is between both of us. It's actually crazy.
I was about to say, bro, I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and with 4 players, if we got rid of Kepa, Lukaku, Chilwell, and Sterling, we get rid of $1 million a week in wages.
And all dead work.
That's so much.
Then the Osman wages. Then
I mean, we should have wages then, right?
Yeah.
He's always preferred me. Yeah. I think Josh. I think you're right, Josh. I'm just saying he'd have to take. For me, he'd have to take a wage cut if he wants. I think they'd have to say you'd have to take wage cut to join us. I'm not saying like I still think it'd be anywhere between 180 and 200 or something like that for him. But I don't. I just like I said, I don't know. Like in its current state, if you're not getting rid of Madueke as well as Sterling, then it's another option, but are we then bordering on the point of like FIFA career mode? Do you know what I mean?
I think
you just have too much. Do you know what I mean? Maybe too much is maybe everyone will go, well, too much is not enough or something like that. And we got the
need a keeper.
I mean, someone's gonna drop out every week, aren't they? Essentially, if you think about it, like someone's gonna be upset every week.
We're more competition, so at least I know it's a shit competition. Like it's not the greatest competition, but we still got European football.
It is about a fresh start. I'm not talking about that different fresh start. We've just got Felix, we've got Neto, and Cuckoo. We've got Palmer, we've got Madueke.
I don't know where Sancho actually gets in.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, because he said like, and then are we then like not? Is he then not thinking of Palmer on the wing anymore?
Yeah, but
you know
the
what I
thing
mean?
is, like, the thing is though, like, I feel like from my point of view, it seems very much like they don't want Jadon Sancho. Yeah. They just want to get rid of Sterling and Chilwell. So this is more of an opportunity to get rid of those players.
I think there's been always been an intriguing interest in Sancho. Do you know what I mean? I think they even started early this summer, or maybe in January or something like that. There's always been these guys need to fight it out. No, I understand. I'm just like I
get that.
I'm just saying it's
because think about it this way, Surfer. Like it's very much like the João Felix transfer, right? Like we heard nothing about João Felix. As far as we were aware, João Felix was not part of the plans, but because the Gallagher out transfer was being jeopardized, we negotiated a deal and we got João Felix even though we don't need him.
The only thing about what Josh said, and I totally agree, the only thing about adding talent is look who's supposed to arrive next summer.
Oh yeah, Kendrick Paez,
Esteval and Kendrick Paez. Now people might go, well, they're too young. No problem. Let them settle in. They might not even start right away, and I understand that stuff like that. But I mean, I think people are thinking that Madueke is going to stay because he scored a hat trick. He scored a hat trick today.
Yeah.
It'd still be madness after what he's done today and what Maresca said today.
Mm-hmm.
If someone comes in with £60 million bid for Madueke, I still think they'll take it.
60, yeah, they would.
I think they'll take it. Or an obligation with 60, I think they might take it. Stuff like that.
Because they know he's not a big star boy.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think you might be right in the first year. You might be right. They might both go to Strasbourg in the first year.
Could happen.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. No, you might be right there, Josh. I'm just thinking I'm not even thinking about. I'm just adding them to a complex situation. It's just so if you add Sancho and Osimhen, right? So let's take Jackson and Osimhen out of this, right? Let's just take them out of it because they're going to be the strikers up front. So behind you've got anywhere from Nkunku, Felix, Nkunku, Felix, Palmer, Madueke, Sancho, and Neto.
Did you say Mudryk?
No, I'm not adding him to this.
I mean,
he's shit. He's shit. I'm not adding him.
He's still part of the team.
He's rubbish. How dare you? Mudryk should be the only option if you ever wanted to push someone off a cliff.
He likes to play football.
Should be the option right there. Huh?
Throw him off a cliff.
I don't know. See, I don't know if Esteval is gonna come in and I don't. People obviously think, oh, he's doing this and that. He's automatically coming and start. I don't know. Like you said, he might be right. He might take a season or two to get settled into European life and stuff like that. Same with Kendrick Paez.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe he's right. You know what I mean? You add all this talent beforehand so that when they're eventually good to go, you can then sell a couple of those that you've already got. The problem is he's so bad. I think Josh. I don't think anyone wants him.
Jesus,
he's not even been linked to a loan move. Like I've seen nearly every Chelsea player linked to a loan move or something like that.
Yeah, but I genuinely think that's because they're gonna. If it doesn't work out up until December, I genuinely think a loan move away from the club to get starting minutes is in the cards for Mudryk in January. I genuinely feel that way because it's. I think right now, the ownership really want something in return, ROI, return on investment on Mudryk. So they're gonna give him. That's why I think, like, to an extent too. Now that I saw the Servette game and how Maresca lined up, to me, it seems that he has a team for Servette and the European competition and a team for the Premier League competition. And if you do well enough in the European competition, I'll give you a chance in the Premier League to show that you can be part of the first team squad.
He was rubbish.
I don't know why. That's what I mean. I get it. I don't know why. But he's given him, I think he's giving him Conference League to get his. He's trying to fix him.
He was. No, I told you before. There's nothing broken with him. He's just. There's nothing. There's nothing to fix.
Yeah.
He's this player. I don't know. People need to accept this. This is him.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
Without pace, he's nothing. He has no attributes that's good enough. Do you know what I mean?
He might have more of a
He's
brain.
no brain.
Maybe
He's
the
no
pace took
brain.
his brain away.
It was a bit against Servette where he used his pace to get past someone and just a simple pass forward. I think it was doing Roy Kuku or something like that. And he overhit it.
Yeah.
It was a simple pass forward. He overhit it.
He's very frustrated.
He's rubbish. He's rubbish.
Why did we have to beat Arsenal for that transfer?
Because it was an ego thing. It was an ego thing.
Like,
He's had the best hype man. De Zerbi's the best hype man for Mudryk I've ever seen in my life. Best hype man. And just a comp video of his performance at the Bernabeu. That's all it was. And Arsenal fans were glazing him. I don't even know why Arsenal fans were glazing him from that summer.
I think they see a little bit of comp here and there, and they saw something.
I mean, I know most of our fan base, including myself, did. And
I just find it funny we beat Arsenal.
You know how ineffective he was today? That he wasn't. You know how out of the game he was today? That he didn't even negatively affect us. That's how out of the game he was today. That he didn't do anything.
He was watching.
Minutes.
He was watching.
Honestly, a disgrace to that number 10 shirt. They talk about take Sterling's number away. Take that number 10 away.
That is very true, by the way. They need to take that number 10 away from him. He needs to please change your number, because I think that's adding even more attention and pressure is the fact that he has a number 10. Why did he accept the number 10, man? Like, what the hell?
Who's your number? Who's your number 10? Who's your number 10? Who's your number 10 at Liverpool?
This conversation at the dinner table was so awkward.
Yeah, McAllister.
Who's your number 10 for Chelsea?
Who's your number 10 at City? I can't remember his number 10 at City, but it's probably a better player.
Foden, right? No.
No.
42, isn't it?
It's Grealish.
Grealish.
He's better. He is better.
Who's number 10 at Arsenal? You know, some of it's just like who have you had number 10 at Chelsea? Well, we've had Hazard.
Who's
Willian was a lesser than that, you know, stuff like that. We've had Mata. Mata 10 was 11. I think it was 10.
Mata was
He go to 11 and then 10.
No, he was always 10.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, Mata.
Because I remember Yossi Benayoun was 10, and then he gave the number 10 to Mata and took 15.
Why?
Yeah.
See who needed pace in the game, but was very good no matter what. Mata.
Yeah.
That's what should have. Mata never had pace, but had the brain. Do you know what I mean? This guy's got no brain. You know what I mean? They shaved his head off to check if there was a brain inside. He didn't need to lose his hair. He checked. It's rubbish. Why are so close?
You said shaved his head to check if he's got a brain.
Yeah, they did that whole. They checked.
I mean, he was going through a haircut phase, man.
Yeah, that's also.
Absolutely, he's rubbish. He's the worst. I think someone will have to remind me. I think he's the worst winger I've seen.
I might give you that one. Winger, yes. Ever is Lukaku.
Yeah, Joe Cole was 10 as well. Thank you very much, Ray. Well done. Joe Cole was 10 as well.
Give it to Cole Palmer, man. Or just retire the number.
What's the worst winger?
Every guy.
No. The number 10. Give the number 10 to Cole Palmer.
Right.
As first winger, it might be Mudryk. I'll be honest with you. I can't think of another winger.
I'm trying to think now because Andrew's really put my brain to think like worse.
Marco Marin was injured. I can't have Marco Marin. He was injured. He got injured a lot. I can't have that.
There's really Werner is the closest one.
I feel bad just thinking about this now.
Cuadrado might be up there.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Werner was up there until this
time. Barely played. I mean, Salah for Chelsea was not that great, but
he wasn't given a chance.
I was gonna say, it just wasn't.
That's a different scenario.
I always remember that Shrewsbury game with Salah, man, where he just took a shot and it went.
Well, that's true.
Oh my God!
That's not a bad shout, KGB.
I mean, he can fight. He can fight Mudryk for his money though. Still,
No, that Chilwell was pretty bad.
Probably spot on there.
Yeah.
Probably spot on there.
Yeah.
That's a
wow.
dark times. Dark times with that.
Yeah, we've revisited that
could
for
rather
a
get
dark
second
period of
preseason.
Chelsea.
Pedrada gets a pass because we won 2 cups that season, the league and the
Yeah.
FA Cup. So that's where it gets a pass.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'm very curious. Like, I'm really like this season is make or break for Mudryk.
You're right. He played on the wing against Sheffield United. He played on both wings. You remember? Gallagher played on the left and then moved to the right.
I mean,
Sheffield
there's
United
also
Yeah.
There was also Mason Mount in left wing for a hot minute. Too,
I mean,
under Lampard.
No.
As much as we
It's
criticize
not
Mason
like
technical
rapping.
ability, he has more technical ability in Mudryk.
Okay.
As much as
And he involves himself a lot more.
Yeah, Mudryk's like one of the worst players I've ever seen.
I feel bad. Like, Mudryk's probably a nice guy and all, but it's just.
But that's why I'm saying. Like, I think Enzo is going to give him the Conference League to gain him confidence, right, and develop him. Yeah. And if it doesn't work out this season, I think he's gone. He might even be going to January.
Don't waste the minutes. Give him to Tariq George. Tell you right now, waste of time with this Mudryk guy. Honestly, waste of time. It's like, honestly, it's waste of time. It's like trying to patch up. It's like as if you've got like a big pool or something, like one of those inflatable pools, and you try and repatch the hole that keeps, it's just waste of time. Waste of time.
Wasn't it Egbali who really wanted Mudryk as well?
Yeah, he remember he went. The story goes that he actually went over.
The guy who probably wants it to work out really badly.
He went over there. It wasn't like a sporting directors thing. He went over there and signed him.
I am glad we actually brought more wingers and not just relied on Mudryk to be it.
But back onto the main. So we got sidetracked with Mudryk again. And back onto the Sancho thing. I don't know. I just. Like I said, it only logic dictates to me. It only makes sense if you get rid of Madueke, Mudryk, and Sterling. Do you know what I mean? Him coming in, I just think maybe we are overcooking it. Then, do you know what I mean? It's like,
but it goes back again to what Enzo Maresca said. Was it after Sorvet? I think it was after Sorvet where he came out and basically said like, "Hey, if these players don't train well." They should know not to expect to be able to play on the pitch. And I think part of the reason that Mudryk got the second call up today was because of the training. He probably trains really well, kind of like Mason and all this and that. With Sancho, I'm curious to see if that approach and that attitude gets something. Because I think he's a good player. That's the thing.
He's got
ability. United Spurs,
Sancho actually has ability on the ball.
Yeah. Big up United Spurs of America. Thank you so much, Jacob, for the raid. Appreciate it. Everyone who just came in from the United Spurs of America stream, come on in. Enjoy the smell of victory here at the Chelsea side of things. What do you mean, Chris? You ruined my... Yeah, we don't get a lot. Bro, we're going to be a formidable side this season. We haven't been used to it, right? Fine, but hey, we're on an up and up, okay?
Marshall, I think
I know pain and suffering.
I think Mudryk's selection was purely simply that Neto's not had a lot of minutes and played like.
I get that.
And that João Felix has only just joined.
I do like how Enzo Maresca's system can actually just save people like Mudryk and just like be a passenger on the field.
Marshall's like the way in.
Yeah,
I forgot to mention.
It didn't feel like we need 11 men.
Yeah, we played with 10. We just had a tourist.
He's still touring.
I'll tell you right now, there was no difference between anyone doing a watch along today and Mudryk on that day. He was just on the pitch.
Oh my!
It's the worst 45-minute cameo I've seen. You know what I mean? It's like
I know. Mudryk, you should really invest in the stream setup, man. Get on Chelsea YouTube.
I really think if
those cameras.
Give him one of those body cams that we saw were trending last season.
Who was that guy? Who he's a funny guy. I don't know. He did it on UFC and stuff. He had like a body camera and stuff, like a laptop set up. Like Mudryk
I don't know who that is, but I know who you're talking.
Yeah, Mudryk needs out on the field.
Yeah, let's see if we can get 100 likes, ladies and gents. Yeah. Those of you who just came in from the raid, smash those likes on the way in.
I think he should just be the guy that they hold, like with the kids they walk out with at the start. He should just be one of those that hold players.
Wait, what about Mascot?
Just be the ball boy.
Yeah.
No, he really is going in. But I love it.
He's rubbish. He's rubbish. I tell you right now.
He needs to earn money somehow.
Rubbish. I think I can find at least one. I think I could find 2 to 3 wide players in each club that are better than him. In every single club, sorry, maybe one. I can find at least 1 to 2 wingers in each Premier League club that are better than him.
I do have to point out too, like if it wasn't for the wages, Mudryk would be the one out, not Sterling. I would say that confidently.
If we gave him 20K a week.
If it wasn't for the wages, I think
lower wages.
Yeah. If Sterling had similar wages or lower wages to Mudryk would be the one we'd be talking about leaving the club. Yeah, we've seen Sterling comes on and he's effective in creating chances.
I'm saying this guy's. I'm saying that Somerville's better than this guy, the one that West Ham.
Probably.
Somerville's better than him. So he is.
Yeah,
he just is. He's the worst, one of the worst, if not the worst winger in the Premier League. I think. Do you know what? Actually, it'd be an amazing. Imagine having a right side of Anthony from Man United, and left side of Mudryk.
Oh my God! We don't need to do this.
And then your backup is Brennan Johnson from Spurs or something like that.
I know a fair few Man United fans, and I'll just have to talk about how good that is.
I know it's very surface level right now, in terms of what we've seen from our manager, but
put the Chelsea eye test up.
Sure.
I'm telling you right now, Mudryk will never do a ball like he did to Garnacho in last season's game when we beat them 4-3. Remember the Anthony ball when he did the outside of his foot? Remember that for Garnacho when they went 3-2 up? Mudryk will never do that.
The thing is,
and also, this is a bottom-dwelling mid-off to be. It's not even a mid-off. I don't know what it is. It's a low-off. It's a low-off. It's a low-off. He's rubbish.
Mudryk don't have anything but pace.
Exactly. He doesn't do anything. His pass is not good.
Because once he gets the final part, he fucks it up most times.
Remember that goal against Newcastle last year when he went round the goalkeeper?
Oh yeah. He looked.
Yeah. It went in, but it's like the defender mixed up the clearance, or he just couldn't get his feet done, or something like that. Honestly, he is rubbish. Absolutely. The good thing he did last year was that when he came against Newcastle in the League Cup, and he scored that equaliser. It's the only thing he did well last year, man. Absolute rubbish.
I remember he scored that goal against Arsenal, but I'm pretty sure
that's a cross. That was a cross.
At the moment, I gave him credit, but I'm thinking.
No, it's a cross. He had the audacity to go to the crowd like that with his arms out, like he'd done something special. Cross. That's what it was. Absolute rubbish. Honestly. We got sidetracked by Mudryk, guys. Sorry, we were talking about Sancho. But Sancho is a very good player. We've seen it outside of England. He's a very good player. Mm-hmm. He's a good player in Europe and stuff like that. It'll be interesting. How Maresca plays him. I think he'd try and play him in the wide.
Do you think he gets the
wide areas?
You play Conference League.
I don't know. That's what I'm talking about.
Be back up in the Premier League, and
does it become too many options? Do you know what I mean? It's like
You know how old do you think he is? By the way, I had a look. By the way,
Jadon Sancho. How old do you think Jadon Sancho is?
23.
I think he's 24.
I thought he was 26 or something. I feel like he's been playing forever.
No.
He's 24.
He's the same age as Mudryk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mudryk feels very inexperienced, and he's a very experienced player, so it will be an upgrade to Mudryk for sure.
That's the thing. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Hey, Poch for that, bro. Blame Poch for that. He didn't like him.
That's Poch's fault.
No, but I just think Sanchez doesn't become too many options.
I think so.
I know that sounds crazy. It's like, I mean, we didn't even bring Nkunku on until about the 87th minute today.
We were 6-2 up and we brought on Nkunku 1.
Yeah,
that's how much depth we. It's kind of looking like, but even better. I think this attack. If we get Oshman, by the way, this attack will be our best attack since 2018. On paper, hopefully on the field and everything what we do, but this attack is so good and depth wise as well.
Yeah, it's again, right? I think it goes to what Surfer was saying. Now, if we do get a Sancho, it's too many options, I feel. It is a headache. for Maresca to manage the time of all these players, but I genuinely think the main thing with this signing of Jadon Sancho is the club sees as an opportunity to get Sterling or Chilwell off the books. I think that's the main motive behind it. Not necessarily that we want a Sancho.
I wonder who gives who money.
I do see the argument that people say, like, oh, this could be a Shields push because he's trained, with all of them in City and all that. Could be. I have my doubts, but it could be. But what were we going to say, Chris?
We'll see that excuse being used. We'll see that excuse being used for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it.
I just don't know.
It's just very random.
We just don't know. Like I said, if we're sitting here a week ago and we're talking about this deal happening before, and we know that Mudryk is going, we know Sterling is going, we know Madueke is going, totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we've got Neto, we've got Felix, and Madueke looks like he's staying. Mm-hmm. We've already got Palmer, we've got Nkunku. Yeah, only I think a stupid offer comes in.
Yeah.
But also then, back of our minds then, are we then going to use this as an excuse not to get a striker because we've got so many of these players?
Yeah, they're going to say Felix can play strike.
Then Nkunku can go up there, then Felix can go up there.
Yeah.
We've got all these players who can play second striker, but we ain't got the actual main guy.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
But yeah, it's time will tell. I don't think I'll have time to do a Casually Chelsea show tomorrow because I do want to catch up with like the whole Lukaku is here we go now. I might just reserve it all for Wednesday.
Wednesday, man. You might get a whole bunch of news.
I mean, you're going to get a 3-hour show probably then.
Remember, it's the transfer window shuts this week. Transfer window shuts.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, we got a plan also.
Isn't it Labor Day for you guys tomorrow? You should take the day off. You know what I mean?
Labor Day is next weekend. Next
weekend? I thought it was this weekend.
Yeah. Next weekend.
Okay.
First week of September, I believe.
They got more bank holidays than we have, Chris. You know that, right? President's Day and all that shit.
Yeah, they do have a lot of holidays.
Labor Day is next week.
Yeah, holidays. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that being said, we'll probably be back Wednesday to talk about any more transfer news. Maybe the Osimhen thing happens. I don't know. Osimhen's in the air right now. We'll catch up with that. Yeah, Thursday will be a reaction to the game. I'll actually be here for that this time, so we'll react to Sorvet and see what happens with that. Friday or Saturday might be a Sunday will be our predictions. I think we'll do a quick wrap
after the game.
Yeah, after the game
next Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wrap up the.
No, that's my Pro Clubs number. That's my Pro Clubs number. That's all.
Yeah, there you go. Ladies and gents. That being said, I mean, I don't know. Did we forget anything? I feel like we covered basically everything. It was a great match.
Mudryk's not good enough. Mudryk. We didn't cover Mudryk enough.
Yeah. No, I think we're done with Mudryk.
I don't know who we're Crystal Palace next. I actually can't wait to see it.
Yeah, next Sunday.
I'm actually looking forward to Chelsea games like a lot.
I'm excited to watch Chelsea again.
Yes, I'm hoping that we don't. I'm hoping we don't suffer any type of embarrassment Thursday. You know what I mean? Because we only won 2-0, so I'm a bit like.
I mean,
I know.
After today's performance, I mean,
yeah, but we all know he's going to make multiple changes for that game.
You know what? Gooey's going to score that game. He's got like.
He has to. Gooey.
Gooey.
Whatever. Gooey.
GUIU. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
88 prime is just how many times of a better person than I am than you. That's what, do you know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah, dropping the bomb on that one. But yeah, ladies and gents, that's the show. That's the recap. That's the review. All that fun stuff. Thank you to the panel for joining me on this one. I think it was a really good discussion. It was a much needed victory, especially with Maresca. I think for Maresca, this makes a statement to the Premier League that, hey, this is why Poch got sacked. This is why I was given the job. I will show that I do deserve to be the head coach of Chelsea, and we'll see. I think it's fine. Let's keep, getting these results. It'll convince the fans, and it'll give him the time he needs so that people can be patient about this. But it was a very good result against a team that we struggled with.
Can't believe that the last time I remember the Chelsea fans singing "Ole" every time we got the ball and we passed it to each other.
Yeah, it's been ages.
Ages.
I heard
Ages
Felix
ago.
chants from the get-go as well. Oh, yeah, waiting her down.
Yeah, but also
we can't
like
forget.
there was no Gallagher chants that I could hear or anything like that. And
The one at Man
And
City.
Nani was right. Your town is shite. The fucking
And
chant.
the away
That
fans,
chant was elite.
the away fans are generally better than home fans anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Loud,
always
very
that
loud.
way.
No,
It's
but
just
I
always
think a
that way.
result like this and continued results
Oh,
like this
yeah.
will earn Maresca more respect.
Exactly. More like
Which is very
wins,
I have massive respect for the lineup.
comprehensive
He
wins.
ain't afraid to always not pick his main
Yeah.
lineup. I have massive respect.
The fans have been frustrated, but this Maresca doing this, and if he continues to do this, then gives more credence to the recruitment being right about what they did with Poch. Because I think a lot of people are still upset that, hey, we were doing decent with Poch,
You gotta kiss a few
and
frogs.
then so I'm happy with the result. Let's keep it up. Next match is going to be Thursday against Servette. Hopefully that's more convincing than the last one as well. And time will tell with Maresca, but this is a good result. I'm glad to see Chelsea play the way they did. It was fun to watch. Very, very good performance today. That being said, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching. We're going to raid out to Ahmed, who is currently live right now. He's doing transferred. For Ahmed, currently doing transfer news right now. The streets will never forget Ahmed, because we know he ended up not winning the war. But that's okay. We'll move on from that. But yeah, we'll be back again Wednesday, I believe. I'll be on tomorrow at on American Waffle, the Stoppy TV. So if you want to watch more of my content, I'll be there 6 p.m. my time.
Really enjoy that.
Yeah, American Waffle is back, and I can go with chest finally.
With chest.
Yes, with chest.
I'm happy for you.
I'll have my head held up high because my
Unlike
Chelsea won.
the United fan.
All right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, ladies and gents, as always, smash up the likes if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel because we're on our way to 3K. We're getting very close, and I'm really happy for the support you guys have been showing. Share the stream too if you want to share it. That option is available for you guys if you want to show people some of the content. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Check out the links in the description. And leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the game, what you agree, what you disagree with about what was said today. Be sure to also check out the memberships because we have 4 different tiers of membership starting at 99p. And at our proper casual tier and higher, we get shout outs at the end of every match. And that's going to be at the end of every video. That's going to be a shout out to EE, Uncle Gesture FC, Hassan Nawaz, Will, Dark, Adrian, Soliman, Scott, DHL, B-Man, Adam CFC, Gabriel A, Skirmish. Thank you guys so much for your support. And thank you so much for the support of everyone else who is a member as well. I think I saw today Adrian might be part of the Cement Mixer gang. So you've been subscribed with us for over a year. So big up to you. And thanks for the year of commitment and consistent ability on the pitch and in the chat. But that being said, ladies and gents, thank you so much for all the support. We'll see you again on Wednesday for the Casually Chelsea show. Wow, my brains. All right, that being said, have a good night, guys. We'll see you on Ahmed's stream, and